Fucking badass is what he turned into.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to MinusOneCharisma, a Dungeons and
Hey.
Dragons stream.
What
we
up?
are finally back to conclude our. Oh my gosh, I have a new puppy, and every once in a while there's like a bullet that just goes out of through my peripheral vision. It just goes. So if I get confused,
He's got a little pup now at home.
It's because of small brain. But we're here to conclude a very what we'll call bombastic after Rezzik's last there it goes again. Bombastic battle with full of fireballs and almost deaths on Pup's part and flute balloons on Kelwise's part and some great baseball throwing on Cornelia's part straight into a wall. And Trust was also there.
Wow.
And a lot of stuff was happening outside too with Dresden that we're not quite privy to yet.
I saved Steve's life, and then he tried to kill me. All right, that's what Trust was doing. Being murdered for helping Steve.
There is a strange singularity on the map that's just causing massive tears in reality, both healing and destruction happening at the same time. So, I guess. I mean, if you guys have anything else you want to say. Too bad, because we're already in the battle.
I love you guys. I love you guys. Okay, bye.
I'm just
Can we
kidding.
rewind 4 episodes again and choose a different path?
Sure. Yeah.
Perfect.
I was going to do a whole bit, but I don't think it's worth it. All right.
I just got a plunge. Shit,
Probably not.
this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah. I was like, all right, guys. Wow. You guys show up into this place, Eddard's End. It's crazy. Let's take it over to the battle map. Just to recap a little bit. We had some stuff happen. Mainly, this Spider Woman. We'll go backwards. We'll start at the very, very end of the episode. We ended with a mega flare of fire dissolving this demonic Spider Woman into ash. Not even a trace. None of the carapace, nothing. Just this inferno. We take one step back, going in reverse, and we have Rezzik with a leg that's just kind of flapping and flailing at the knee. Just this gruesome arrow has shattered his kneecap and cut all the tendons that run down his leg. His hamstring just kind of crunched up, snapped in there, and takes an entire ingot of core, absorbing the entire thing. Hundreds of souls of energy straight into
Cullen,
his
you weren't here
body.
and things went wrong.
Holy shit! Decisions for me.
This is directly Cullen's fault. I want him to know that.
We take a couple steps back and we hear the sounds of a flute balloon. Some call maybe a bagpipe, but we call them flute balloons. And this invisible halfling appearing, saving Rezzik's life, and then Rezzik going down and getting shot again, and then saving his life, and then Rezzik getting shot and going down again until the core happened. It was a very back and forth exchange of arrows and healing between the two.
New T-shirt. Core happens.
Core happens. Yes. Meanwhile, a few of the Eddard's End folk and the initial wave have made it all the way up here to help in the battle after being horrifically maimed by a megaton giant who just took this tiny little sling and threw mini meteors out of it, just exploding all over the map. Dresden, for a second, you guys had seen Dresden slam open these doors from the back. Everyone looks, and a flood of Eddard's End folk looking worse for wear had come rushing in, and then with those giant crystalline hands of his and big boots and Gongor and Mallet, and you guys know Gongor and Mallet, a giant, what looks like symbol, and a large mace in his mega hands, slams the door shut to do a mega job of trying to hold the
like in the
hordes back.
Everlong video.
Yeah. And on top of that, we go back right before that. Little Steve pulls out his little whip of wild magic and a giant singularity, which ripped you apart and healed you at the same time, swirled around this area. Meanwhile, up above, Pup and Cornelia had been fighting Snazbeesh, the demon with 4 arms, as Snazbeesh had literally torn Pup in half, guts floating all over the pavement before a bullet ricochets off the ceiling, off the wall, slams into Pup, and a cure wounds knitted that body right back together, just hanging on by literal threads of flesh, as Cornelia stole those crests that were keys from Snazbeesh, trying to throw them to Pup, missing completely, hitting the wall, grabbing them up, and trying again. This time, much more accurate. Pup had been able to take the golden crest that looked like Firefly's light and put it into the ground, causing this portal over on the right, this almost magic circle, to start glowing with power, as the eyes of one of the gargoyles of the 3 on the door started to glow with a golden light. The gargoyle coming alive, looming, almost waiting, challenging any who would get near the door. The blue crests had fallen on the ground, and there was a black crest as well. Snazbeesh, not super happy, had pocket sand thrown in his eyes. He has now taken that sand out and is looking for blood. Cullen, roll me an initiative.
Super dupe. I need dice.
Yeah, you don't need dice. Just roll initiative.
15.
15. Okay.
15. 1-5.
1-5.
Retire that dice. Good job. You did your job.
The smoldering embers of this mega flare start to float down from the ceiling. Particles of what was once a demonic spider. And as that happens, that explosion ripples through the air, and we come to the top where Pup body had just been knitted together again through a 1 in a billion shot, fired from none other than Steve out of his cannon, a cure wounds locked in a stone. Pup, we open. It is your turn.
And that dude is still on top of me?
Well, he had basically cut you in half and threw you to the ground.
Yeah.
He's standing over you, but his attention is more on Cornelia at this
So he's
point.
still like on top of me. Okay.
Yes.
Right? Like
He's
physically?
not physically holding you down, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're saying the same thing but different. Font.
Saying different things but the same.
So, I want to, dude, I'm like in freaking Spain without the S. We already did the gold one. I haven't done the blue one yet, right?
We have not done the blue one, and the crests and that little ring, key ring.
I did the wrong thing and accidentally drew
right
it
on
on the map, so you know.
There we go.
Thanks. I would like to do a little shadow step on over to blue.
So you're gonna grab those crests?
Yeah.
Okay, so Pup grabs the crests from the ground, looks up. Snazbeesh looks down at you, now moving with a look of confusion on his face, and then you poof out of there.
I do this before I leave. Just
yeah, you wave, and his hand comes up to just smash you to oblivion, and then you're gone, right on top of this glowing blue, and these blue almost looks like you could reach out and touch it. It almost looks physical, this light swirling around in this place. That small indention in the middle, where the other crest had been. And it clicks in and snaps. You see this lightning start to shoot up from the platform. All of you guys around can see this giant glow of beautiful blue light just engulf Pup's entire body, blinding from sight.
Oh.
Pup, you doing anything else?
I'm gonna run out of it just in case.
Okay, so which direction are you running?
Like up.
Up?
Directly north. Yeah.
So you run out of the light, and you pop out of the light, and it's even blinding. Like, you just see these little white spots all over the place, as if you had just looked straight at the sun for way too long. Maybe something
like
you're used
the time
to.
I did that on the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've been training for this.
A very familiar feeling. Who knew it would have come in handy? At the same time, that voice. Aye, we can do this. You've got Waylander on your side. As Dick Waylander continues to run through this mess. 5, 10, 15, 20, continuing to run, and his feet just kind of moist. As you guys remember, running through this gross place, just as he rocks. That is Waylander. And as that happens, Snazbeesh turns, sees the light coming up, and screams. A roar erupts from him, making all those around him feel heavy, almost terrified. Pup, Cornelia, both of you guys roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Is this a magic? I assume, yeah.
It is a magic.
Can I level
don't
up real
have my
quick
dice.
before I have to make this roll?
Sure.
So I don't have to make this roll.
Double level up. 2 for 1.
Oh,
Okay.
it is too high. I know I get it eventually.
All right.
Damn.
Was this a wisdom save?
What'd you guys get?
I rolled an 11.
An 11.
You say wisdom save?
Yes.
12.
11 and a 12. Both of you. This roar comes out, and Snazbeesh seems to grow bigger and bigger and bigger as the room starts to engulf in darkness. You both feel this overwhelming sense of dread as fear starts to take over. And you feel just so overcome that the only thing you can think of is to get away from this guy as far as possible, as fast as possible. At the same time, Cornelia, 2 of these giant pincer-like claws slash out at you, trying to take purchase. One of them hits, snatching you off the ground, lifting you up. I don't know where my dice are. Where are my dice? You take 16 points of slashing damage. It grabs you, and you're now grappled in his hand. Roll a acrobatics check to see if you can slip out before he does more damage. Let's see, snatch a zoo.
Acrobatics.
Mm-hmm.
13.
A 13. So in your terrified kind of sprawl to just get away, you manage to just slip out of this almost scissor-like vice before it kind of crushes itself. And you had seen firsthand what it had done to Pup as it just basically tore through their torso. By a hair, you just slip out and fall to the ground. Still absolutely terrified. At the same time, Kelwise, you're down here with Rezek.
Yes, I am. And I presume I'm dragging him, right? Still at this point?
Well, Rezek is kind of almost floating. It's as if his body is weightless. You see these just waves of energy and power kind of flowing as if there was a breeze all of his own.
Okay. Is his scarf hanging down? Can I grab onto it and sort of use him like a balloon and just sort of carry him with me as I move?
So you take hold of Rezek, and as you hold him, it's almost as if your hands are being pushed back by some kind of just overwhelming energy. This power that is so magnificent that you can't really even touch him, but you can hold on to this aura that he's emitting.
Cool. Can I dash while I'm holding him?
Are you gonna try and drag him?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we're way back there. We need to go as far north as we can.
Okay.
We're far away from the battle.
Roll me an athletics. Let's see how well you do.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's a 9.
A 9. So you grab onto Rezek, who's just exploding with power, and you're able to push him about 10 feet forward. The two of you kind of, he's not resisting, right? But you don't get that far because you're just kind of getting pushed back by his aura almost on your own. So you managed to push him about 10 feet further, and it's not hard to push him. It's just hard to even get to him. And that's a bit of what is going on there. Minus that. Steve at this point starts to rush. 10, 15, 20, 30. 10, 25, 30. Starts to rush up towards the dais. He can't really see what's going on up there, but rushes to help out. He's got his guns ready. And that moves to the outside. Ooh. What's going on outside?
Dresden's just dead. They're just like picking apart his corpse. You know? Someone's doing jump rope with his intestines.
Dresden, you're outside. You've got these almost Iron Man-like suit of crystal. Huge.
Where the fuck did I get that, by the way?
Pieces. Eddard had surrendered himself to the crown inside.
Ah, I see.
You had gained this power.
Okay.
Outside, you
Dude,
stand.
you look badass right now too. You've got this
The
crystalline
only
metal
way
on.
in
Ever long hands.
This long pathway, and all kinds of different grotesque creatures. Some that look like large beetles mixed with a mosquito. Some that look like tiny little sprites or demons rushing you, trying to overtake. All trying to rush in to this doorway to help out their general, Snazbeesh. Now, you've been pretty successful at using Gongor to just send waves of them flying. None of them are very big at all.
There's one of those monkeys like out front, just fucking.
Basically, yes.
Stay back. Back, you fucked.
And that's when you see a very heavy set, almost shadow, almost equally as tall as you, but as thick, legs like tree trunks.
All right.
Come around the
Go
corner with these huge claws for fingers and just black pits for eyes.
Yeah, but
It
jumps like a truck.
screams and starts to charge at you.
One.
Roll an athletics
Catch
save
it.
with advantage.
The fuck is it?
Sounds like a crab.
Dang it.
Well, that's not good. Athletics?
Yeah.
With double advantage, did you say?
Yep.
No, it's just a straight athletics check.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 10. It's not
10.
great. I was getting
It's
retired.
enough. This thing comes dashing into you, and you get Gongor up just in time, and poof, it smashes up against you, and you hold it back. It doesn't push you. You give 0 as it smashes into you. What are you doing, Dresden? This thing is kind of pushing back at you, and there are just hordes of these things coming towards you.
Do I recognize it? What the fuck is it?
It just looks like
Just
a grotesque
just a thing?
clump of a humanoid muscle. It almost looks like it has no bones as it moves in these weird ways. Its arms.
Oh my
just kind
god!
of
I
flailing.
just shout, "Trust! I'm your friend. Don't attack me." No, my life is flashing before my eyes. I'll just keep trying to fucking just like instead of hitting Gong, I'll just use them as the mallet and I'll just keep wailing on them, try and like shove them back, and hopefully when I wail on them, does that like keep everything else at bay too? This is full on Hodor. You weren't kidding.
Yeah. You mean wail on
the not trust. Just
Okay,
literally like
not
just
trust.
swing the shield into them as if I were
Okay,
hitting.
you're trying to make
you know
like
what I mean?
swiping. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, to keep my other arm free.
Roll an attack. Roll me an
Okay.
attack as you try and make this giant sweeping motion with your shield to knock this guy off balance, which would kind of like football effect, send one into the other, send it to the other, almost dominoing them back.
Oh, that's good. An attack?
Mm-hmm.
With just straight attack, basically.
With strength and proficiency.
Oh, thank you. Ooh, okay. That's 19, 23 to 25.
A 25.
Nice.
Yeah, so he comes charging at you, this gelatinous clump of muscle smashing into you, and you can just feel how heavy and strong this thing is. But you manage to kind of rear back and then just shove him forward with a mighty swipe, a bash of your shield, and you send him toppling over, crushing line after line of these things that had been running over. And you can just see these mangled, broken bodies, almost husks, like chrysalis shells just lying everywhere as you just massive amounts of what almost look like insect parts. Massive insect parts just lying all over the battlefield. And you've kind of cleared a breadth. And all of the creatures who were rushing in just take a moment. Unsure of whether they should go in or not, knowing that.
And I shout at the
certain
muscle thing, "Can't you see I'm performing?" And I just go back to fucking slamming them.
Yeah, and from outside, you guys hear this rumbling as the ground itself starts to shake on this platform, and then followed by that, you'd hear boom, boom, as Gongor continues to rain down.
How deaf am I at this point?
And yeah, your ears, even though they have crystals,
the crystalline earplugs.
Earplugs, yeah, and they're high fidelity, but they still
Still okay. Yeah.
they still are not great.
Mwah.
Cornelia, you are terrified beyond reason as the room gets darker and darker and darker. Roll me another will saving throw, or a wisdom saving throw.
All right, each time do I roll, it's going to be a magic, so I can roll with advantage because my gnome cunning, I assume?
Yes.
I assume? 19.
A 19. Yeah, you take one or two steps back, your body still, you can't even really feel yet, but you can see the blood seeping through your clothes where he had cut you. It's like your body doesn't even had time to catch up. You were so afraid. You quickly just shake your head.
Bleed my own blood.
Yeah, and that mantra plays through your head over and over again until you snap out of it and you look, and the world kind of snaps back into place. Snazby still terrifying. 2 arms ready to smash, 2 claws ready to cut you asunder, but you're still able to hold on to yourself this turn. What are you doing?
Do I get movement and action and all that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
wow.
you've resisted the fear.
Aha, bitch. And then where is Pup at? is Pup on the other side?
Pup's
oh, right there.
right
and
up
then
here.
so Pup
Yeah.
headed toward
And
the
you
other
could see
side.
in Pup's eyes just terror, absolute fear, like an animal cornered.
So I don't know what this would be, but I'm. Oh, really? Pup's feared too. I don't know how to solve that, to be honest. So I am going to try to keep the guy distracted. So anything I can do to like. Oh, so what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to attack him and cast Booming Blade when I do on my dagger.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
All right, make an attack.
Don't fail me now. 17?
A 17 hits.
Yes.
Right.
So I get some points.
Yeah. So you guys see.
I was just to do math
Cornelia
for a minute.
Flip
Hold
out
on.
a dagger and then slashes, and you guys hear this crack as his humming starts to almost hold the ground beneath Snazbeesh, threatening him if he were to move even an inch from where he's standing. A giant thunderclap will engulf him.
Well, it sounds cool, but it does 7 points of damage. But if he moves, that will go up. So.
Okay, so you deal 7 points of damage to him. So you slice him. Anything else you're doing?
Yeah, and then I'm going to take a bonus action and just, if I can, I'm going to try to move in between the bad guy and where Pup is going to end up going, where the key. So just put myself in between those two spots.
So you're moving, just kind of moving around him?
Yeah, but I'm trying to
Like
disengage. So if I can
all
get
gonna
like
disengage.
5 feet. Yeah.
So
So
you
if
use
I
your
can
bonus
get, like,
action to
5 or-
disengage, and you move
Yeah.
about there, trying to make sure he doesn't cut you up.
Exactly,
And he's
yeah.
now stuck with this big lightning boom clap. Meanwhile, Trust, your nose and your ears tingle, your nose itches, and you feel like sneezing. It's like somebody's thinking about you, talking about you. You had just escaped, if I'm not mistaken. Where the heck are you?
I'm under the
you're
table.
Under the table. There you are. I was like,
And just
Trust, under the
Got a
table.
soul, I think, right?
Yeah, and Trust had sucked that soul of the 6-armed snake woman. You had sucked her soul into yourself forcefully, ripping
Right out
it
of
from
the vapors.
It was heading straight to heaven, and you just tore it back.
Oh yeah, she was going to heaven. The 6-armed
heading
snake lady that was
somewhere.
slaughtering everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was going to heaven for sure. That soul doesn't like make me feel healthier, does it?
It makes you feel stronger, emboldened.
All right, well, that
as
sounds
if you could do anything with it. Really, it's not limitless, but it is quite a source of power.
Sure. Okay. Well, I'm gonna stay hidden, and I'm gonna do a cure wounds on myself because I'm not gonna survive much longer if I get near Snazbeesh with my current
right.
state.
Good old
So I'm
Snazzy.
just gonna stay under the table and cast cure wounds.
All right. So Trust heroically stays under the table, and this curing aura comes out.
Hey, no
You see
judgment. No judgment, DM.
I said heroically.
Stupid.
Trust makes a good calculated decision.
Yeah, all it took
There
was
you go, there
dying
you go.
once, but now she's got it.
I have a plan. I need to cure wounds first. So I cure wounds on myself, and then how tall is this pile of bones?
Behind
Like if
you? It's maybe
No, in
like
front of me.
yes, in front of you. Sorry. It's maybe they're like 5 feet tall. Some of these bones are very, very big and large. It's a huge pile,
Okay.
covered in just like old
So then
rotting
I'd-
flesh and sinew and stuff.
Cool. So then I'd like to take my full 25 movement and just do like a running dive into the pile of bones.
Okay, so you can make it to there, and you just dive into this pile of bones. Roll me an acrobatics check because bones are not like the ocean.
You're gonna Scrooge McDuck this shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
What is it? Athletics check? Did you say?
Acrobatics check. To try and
Acrobatics
like
check.
slip into the bones in a place that's
Dirty
not gonna
20.
Dirty 20. So trust. You see this healing light
You're
anywhere
muted,
around
James.
you.
muted,
Please
James.
unmute yourself to tell me how epic this is.
You guys see this flash, it's like, woof, and then this little orange dart comes flying from the table, jumps, shoof, slips in between these bones, Nary making a sound,
Nary
and
making
you're just
it.
seeing these little eyes peeking out from the dark of these bones.
Between like a rib cage.
Yeah, and the first thing you notice, the smell in here.
Yeah, I didn't think it would smell good.
Is it's overpowering. It's tough, but you know you're doing what needs to be done.
Damn right.
Meanwhile, it's the turn of the people.
Nice.
The
Do
people.
you hear the people fighting their way to the Snazbeesh?
They continue to move up.
Will any of them roll well
Heeding the
enough,
call.
or will they all just die?
They all continue to make their way across this massive room. They try and aid, but they are just so slow. Maybe a design
They're
flaw,
from me.
but they continue to move. And we
Wait, have
turn
they
to
just
Rezek.
been running across this room the entire battle?
Well,
This is a
They-
long,
they-
yeah.
The first bunch died. This is the second.
This is the second
amazing.
group.
You've
This
been
is
in
the
here for
second
3
group that had been this group had been fighting outside, and Dresden, you had been like going in because of your vantage point and just grabbing people and pulling them out of piles of these demons, and you kind of set them up behind you, and you open the door, shove them in with your shield, and then slammed it shut, and then continue to start. Banging on your shield. So this group was a little worse for wear. These are kind
They've
of
just
the ones
been
who got
running.
left
There's
behind.
folding tables with water for them to be like, oh god, thank God.
Yeah, basically. So they continue running up. Then we've come to Rezek. You feel just overwhelming power, just engulfing you. The whole world is just this bright aura, and you can almost see the individual fibers that make up all things on the planet, and the connection between all things in the world, sewn together through what you know is the source heart.
Right. Yeah. And so like my leg is just mangled, but I'm floating off the ground with this immense power that's just glowing off of me, and there's just ashes of the demon spider just flying around that I just blew up a second ago, and I'm about to like do something, and I just say like, I'm like looking at my fingers, just like, this kind of power demands satisfaction, and I'm just gonna start floating towards the stairs. I'm gonna go on the left side of these pillars, and Kellwise, who was holding on to my scarf, will start, I guess, hang off of me while I float in that direction, and I'll move 60 feet because I'm
Okay.
flying right now.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
Thank you.
Kellwise, you're like, you were like pushing him, and then eventually you're like, oh, and then you start
Basically, you're
floating across. Yeah, and your feet are you're a good like 10 feet off the ground now. It's not a pleasant
Whoa.
fall. Anything else?
Don't drop me.
Well, I was gonna say actually, because I know that the stairs are. You said it was like 20 feet high.
They're about
to the
20,
next
25 feet.
platform there?
Yeah.
Could we get like 25, like about, so we can kind of see over the platform, like that
Sure.
high?
So then you start ascending, and yet you're about 30 feet in the air now. And for you, Kellwise, this is a break your legs permanently kind of fall.
Okay. Great. And then,
Okay,
so at
and you
least
can
Kellwise
see-
what's
You
going
can
on. at
see
least.
everything that's happening. You can see Snazbeesh and that thunderclap that's threatening him if he takes even the smallest of steps. Okay. Anything else?
That's it, I believe. I had to cast
Okay.
flying, or I guess You said like basically like right now like spell slots don't matter because I'm using core, so I just use fly, and that's pretty much all I can do for now. So
Okay, perfect.
yeah,
Pup,
'cause I'm out of spell.
Pup, you hear the cries of your brothers and sisters back in the Pottsonshire forest. You hear them being beaten and hit, and you hear crackling of fire as if the forest itself, your home, is on fire. Things just breaking down around you, and this fear, this deep-seated fear, seeps into you. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
7.
A 7. You see Snazbeesh as everything bad in the world, and that just overcomes you with terror. And the only thing you can think of is to get as far away from him as possible. How do you think Pup would do that?
Probably run directly down and shadow step as far away from as possible.
Okay,
Like,
so you're gonna
if,
run.
if he is the worst thing, then I'm out, right? Because he's not threatening anyone, right?
It doesn't seem
No, he's
so, but
threatening.
you perceive him as just this massive terror. You're just
I
overcome.
can't see if he's around anyone at all. Yeah, no,
Oh.
I think my max speed is 90 plus 60, 150. I'm getting 150 feet away from him.
Okay, so you just go bolting off. You drop. Roll me a d20. Let's see if you drop the keys or you take them with you.
15.
A 15. So you manage to drop the keys, and you just kind of run, jump off this cliff, and then poof, head off into this corner over here.
Falling.
These two statues still kind of looking around, looking for targets to attack, as they had and if those who didn't know, there's these two statues on the map. They had come alive, one with an arrow and bow, and one with a spear that seemed to just magically appear back in their hand. They were just pelting people down below, but most of them had done a pretty good job of staying hidden, like Trust, and they were not able to attack anyone last round. Maybe not the case. And Pup, that's where you end. Whalelander. Oh, Whalelander. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. 10. So runs about right there. Jumps up behind one of these pillars to try and block the spear thrower. Although the one with the bow and arrow is right in sight. Meanwhile, Snazbeesh flips around, looking at you, Cornelia. Looks down at his feet only for a second, and this grotesque grin opens up. And he takes a step towards you as that thunderclap explodes down beneath him. And you mean mug him back.
You took 11 points of damage.
11 points of thunder damage. And he feels it too. You see his body just kind of jerk back just for a second. And he snarls and comes straight for you. Oh, where is it? Where's all my stuff? Just a moment.
Oh,
Where's all my stuff?
he's gonna come prepared, so
He missed.
he missed.
It looks like we win.
We
Game's
won.
over.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yikes, dang.
You won,
Guys,
you
everyone,
guys? Oh.
to battle. We win Dungeons and Dragons. All of it.
All of it. Okay. Two flailing arms and a giant pincer come at you,
Oh my
attempting
god.
to just smash you into oblivion. And what's your armor class?
16.
A 16. One hits and one crits.
Can I cast shield and that'll give me 21. Does that make a difference at all or no?
If you make it so 21, yes. So, are you casting shield?
Yeah.
Okay, so you shield yourself, and one of those hands misses, but the pincer still shatters through your shield, grabbing you, dealing critical amounts of damage.
Stop maiming Cornelia, please.
5. You take
Crit chart's been used mainly for Cornelia.
35 points of slashing damage. As-
Uncanny Dodge.
Well, I just
What?
cast shield, so
Dang it.
fuck. Oh, I was out of spell slots. I can't cast shield. Now I am.
like we can do it the other way. It might be more damage.
No. It might be more damage. I think I'm down. I'll have to calculate it.
What?
So go ahead.
Everything
What
closed.
else
I'm
does he
so
do to
sorry,
me?
everyone. I had to close and reset my computer, and it closed all my windows. And now all the stuff that I had prepared is gone.
Yay, we won.
All right. As that's happening, you guys just see all those who can see Cornelia, mostly Kelwise and Rezik. You guys just see Cornelia just get slashed by this massive, what looks like just huge pair of scissored claws, just slashes in and out, and Cornelia is just a bundle of blood and stumps, as well as. Oh, that's why I can't find it. I'm not in the right folder. You guys don't play too much D&D, because then you lose everything in all of your folders.
Including your friends.
Cautionary
Especially your
tale.
friends. Cornelia, roll me a D100.
You know?
Thanks so much. Oh shit. 75.
A 75.
Good or bad?
It's bad. It's bad. I'm gonna lose my left eye.
It hits her already missing eye. Nothing happens. Yeah.
I mean, I think the odd numbers were decapitate. It was like the even numbers were just like me.
Every other one?
Odd numbers were decapitate.
Every other?
Yeah,
My
I'm pretty
God.
sure. Yeah.
50%
Sweet Lord.
chance. No head.
Oh, it's 76 actually.
You guys see Cornelia's basically entire abdomen area just come spilling out onto
God.
the floor. Cornelia, you take one critical hit from this as you start to bleed out onto the ground. You take one death failure from this attack as your body is slowly just leaking out
Just one?
all your insides. Yes.
Oh, you're down.
Down.
I'm down.
Oh, I thought he was handing out death saves, death fails while people were still standing. I was like, oh no. Oh God.
No, I'm dying.
And
oh,
this
no.
and this death failure, Cornelia, because of the nature of this grievous wound, is permanent. Even if you were to be saved, you are permanently at one death failure.
Oh shit, son. Oh, look at you in
Meanwhile-
that room alone, full trust.
Why do you hate Mel so much?
I know, right?
Why do you-
God.
Meanwhile, Trust, you're looking around at these two. Oh, wait. I apologize. Two statues pop up with their
Oh, no.
bows and spears. One tries to shoot at Waylander and misses, and one tries to shoot at Steve, throws a spear, and it critically hits. Oh, man.
Is this Waylander here?
What? Waylander's
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
What the hell
Steve
is his
takes-
icon?
It's like a. I don't know.
He's a little octopus man.
He's like an inside-out pig. Oh.
Steve takes
Finish me.
10 points from the crit, but it also smashes into one of his arms, cutting it, and his arm is now just hanging by his side as he drops his gun. Yay. The other attack against Waylander had missed, and then we move to Trust. Now it is your turn, Trust. What are you doing?
Okay. So, there's a lot happening here. He moved even further away from me, which is, I'm like, I can't get to anyone. He's facing Cornelia though, right? Like, it looks like he's facing me, but
Yeah,
he's not facing me.
I mean, if this will help, we can flip him around.
Yeah.
There.
Okay. He's not wearing any metal, right?
Not that it looks like. He just has this naturally thick carapace, like, leather skin.
Okay. Does it feel like if I used either two things. If I used my full movement, could I use the soul to then still cast an action, or could I use the soul inside me to extend the reach of an action?
Yeah, you can always try. Anything's possible with this soul. Anything you can think of is possible. Now, whether it works out as you intended or not is yet to be seen, but
So if I go 25, he's still so far away from me. I can't do it.
well, these are stairs. You'd have to kind of go up these stairs and around. This is a wall.
I know. Okay, then I'm just gonna take my full movement to get closer, and I just will fucking hope Cornelia doesn't
25,
die
30,
until the next
45,
round.
50.
Because
So you can make it about up to there as you just burst up these stairs.
yeah, that and oh God, I'd like to combine the soul that I have
Mm-hmm.
with the salamander inside me
Okay.
and try and melt him.
Okay, so like there's just this mega inferno is basically what you're trying to
Yeah.
make.
That's my hopes and dreams. You let me know what we can do about it.
You guys see something start to flare up. Almost clear black flame starts to engulf Trust. Trust
Oh my
basically.
God, I'm like Jack when he just sets himself on fire.
Trust basically, very much like our friend Rezek. The heat and the strength starts to lift them off the ground as you start to see their belly just bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger with this deep-seated flame inside. And almost as if Trust's entire body just kind of expands like a person made of rubber. It gets huge, and then this fire ignites the entire room. Everyone in the room, you feel this intense heat as this destructive, disintegrative fire spews forth in front of you towards Snazbeesh, and it's heading in his direction, but it's also heading in Cornelia's direction. Roll me
Yeah, but he's directly in front of her.
Roll me a d20.
Oh my God, if I kill
attack.
Cornelia, this is gonna be so bad. Oh God, no, that flew out of my hand. I'm so sorry, Melissa. Oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I don't want to roll. Oh my God. Oh my
Are you
gosh.
using a new dice tray? Are you using your good
Yes.
dice? Okay.
There are no good dice, but yes. Oh
You
god.
didn't do it. Jaymes did it.
Okay, it was an attack roll.
Just to roll a straight d20.
Okay, it's a 13.
A 13.
Worse. It could be a lot worse.
This fire explodes out of you, and it's not even fire. It's as if flames of pure gravitational distortion, almost like a black hole, just erupts from you, flying straight at Snazbeesh. He turns, and at the last second, attempts to dodge out of the way.
No.
Unfortunately, he can't get his entire body as one of his arms
Jeez Louise.
and one of his pincers just as this flame tears through him as if he's not even there, and his arms just fall onto the ground, and this giant black gaping wound is just the entire side of his body has been removed. Roll me 10d10.
Okay. Give me a second. I don't.
10d10?
Is there like a trick to doing that faster? Because I
Or
don't.
you can roll 1d10 and
You could use D&D Beyond.
But I'd have to like sort out.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, do a
while they're doing
meanwhile.
that,
Yeah.
Just take a high number.
Meanwhile,
the people
The
can't really
people.
see what's going on, so they just keep running. 29, 30,
Evening of the people.
make it out to about there, and these people run to about there. That's what's going on with them. They're trying to help. Rezek, you see this almost singularity explode out of trust, tearing Snazbeesh almost in
because
half.
he went before me earlier.
Yeah, I totally skipped Kelwise's turn. I am so sorry, Kelwise.
Can I play bagpipes
Wait.
while I'm holding on to Rezek?
Roll me acrobatics.
You can see the
He's
action
holding,
now. I
he's
lifted you in the
holding on
air.
with his feet.
Yeah, I was gonna say you,
Yeah,
you
it's
kind
just-
of lock your leg on.
He's
his
getting a
back.
leg lock.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I don't need to play notes, right? I mean, I can just blow one note as long as it's going.
Beautiful music is required.
Yeah.
Yeah, super good. What is it again that you need me to roll?
Acrobatics.
Yeah, that's another 9.
A 9.
Oh no.
A 9. You're not holding on great, and all of those around who can see, Rezek is now just kind of floating forward. Smoke and energy is billowing off, but you guys just hear this just kind of following him as he goes, and
Why?
some kind of like waving something attached to the back of him, but we don't know what it is because it's purely invisible. I believe I also skipped. I skipped a lot of people's turns, didn't I? I think I skipped your turn too, Dresden.
Skip Dresden. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, man.
Outside Dresden. You
That's
sit
fine.
there. There's
Just the
a
music
whole
makers.
there's a whole flood
There's a
of
hole?
enemies who are kind of on the fence right now. You've cleared out a space and none will kind of take it, and you know that like you can see way off in the back the ship, and you know that you're probably gonna need an exit out of here at some point. But right now you're kind of just holding this door. What do you want to do?
Shit. Do I think if no one's guarding this door, will they just open the door and flood in? Basically, is that my impression?
Yes, it seems like
Okay.
that's what you've
Okay.
kind of been keeping them from.
All right, just making sure. I just don't know how, if it's like one of those like really slippery door handles, and they'd be like, I have his mosquito pincers. Okay. All right. I'm just getting lay of the land. So then I've got to stay put, or at least just start fucking handing out more damage. How many are there, roughly? Just
well, there's
an innumerable amount.
The big blob that you had knocked over, who's struggling to get up, and there's maybe
stay down.
Maybe right now around you, there's about 50 of those things just kind of spread out. But you know, there are on the opposite side. There's an entire group of maybe what looks like 30 merlings with just death in their eyes, who are just tearing these things to pieces and just
so we got
jabbing
them covered
with their super pointy sticks.
We're coming from both sides. It's a pincer move.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a pincer.
We're gonna be fine. Hey, tell me something. What is the bronze javelin of confidence? Because apparently I have that.
You have a confidence javelin. Yeah. No one has used it. No one has really. It's just a javelin, and when you feel it on your back, the energy coming from it, it feels very proud, very, very proud, as if it has this immense ego. And it knows that it's powerful enough, but it almost feels like, you know, it's got a fragile ego. So depending on what happens when you throw this thing could really either boost or hurt its ego.
Its ego. Is it doing anything to me now other than just being smug behind me?
Yeah, it's just smug. You can imagine it's metaphorically got its arms crossed. And it's
All right. Fuck it. Meatwad's getting up.
Yeah, Meatwad's getting up.
All right. And I've got a little bit of breathing room. I'm gonna do one of those like nice hop, skip, jumps, like I know what I look like I know what I'm doing, and I'm just gonna try and fucking pelt this thing right into Meatwad.
Okay,
let's go.
Perfect. All the while thinking to myself, I can do this. I got this. This is
okay.
It's just like, you know, I don't know.
So you pick this thing up, and it starts to glow. It feels like it loves the spotlight, and when you hold it, ready to throw it, it knows that it's its time. Throw this thing. It's got a 60-foot range, especially with your massive gloved hands right now.
I have long
you can
hands.
just launch this thing.
Okay. Just an attack.
Yeah.
It's not the best. What am I at? Just strength and proficiency?
Strength and proficiency, yeah.
That's 15.
A 15. And for some reason, this javelin, its need to hit adds another 2, so a 17 on this thing as it
there you go.
erupts. and there's just a moment of like...
I wish all
like
my weapons didn't.
Blinked. It was like you had it in your hand, and everyone around you blinked, and your arm was already down, and this thing was... And like almost a
shoulder.
Dust cloud erupts out of the space of this thing as it just smashes into this guy and obliterates part of his body. Roll 2d6 damage, add your strength, and then add another 2.
Shit. Oh, why do they keep the 6s on the bottom? Get over here. Get over here. 2d6. That's 5 plus my strength. That's 18.
So 4.
That's not gonna fly. Okay, plus 4.
Okay. 9 plus 2 more.
So 11.
So 11 points of piercing damage. This
I
thing
had to try.
smashes into this guy and then just goes clear through, just hitting everything along the way.
Oh God, the
just
ship.
This huge breadth of damage as it goes through, and this thing, a giant chunk of its body just kind of falls onto the ground. And even that chunk of its body still, like a spider, is just flopping around on the ground as this red, full of crimson madness, this smoke and blood starts to come out of its wound. Every one of those creatures that was watching you, trying to decide whether they go in or not, decides not. And they take one step back. Just one step back.
Plenty more where that came from, you pieces of shit.
And you can feel the pride and the overwhelming ego of this spear, this javelin. Even from far off, it's just beaming with light as it kind of glows off in the distance. Meanwhile,
but it's gone. Fuck.
But it is gone. Well, it's there. You see it.
All right.
It does not return to you, if that's what you're asking. That was that. We had Trust's turn. The people had gone. Rezik.
Do you want to know my role yet?
Oh, yeah.
10D10.
Yeah.
It's
10D10.
50.
50.
50.
So,
50.
Nice.
on top of severing 2 of this
Very
guy's
cool.
arms, 50 of pure disintegration damage to this thing. He howls angrily, blood in his eyes as he turns to you, Trust. Just pure hatred. Let's turn him around. Yeah, there we go. Boom. Pure hatred as Rezik. You see that you're floating up in the air. What are you doing?
All right. So yeah, I'm floating up in the air, and like usually when I fly, I have like those butterflies around me. But right now, like they're kind of like they are butterflies, but they're kind of like smoky, like purple smoke was kind of like flying around me, and it's very strange, not typical for me. And like I'm just floating 30 feet. I'm gonna float 30 feet further, and then as I'm floating, Cornelia is struck down, and I stop at 30 feet, and I see Trust blast this thing with intense energy, like a badass. And I think you said that 2 of its arms fell off of it, or 1 of its arms?
2 of its arms fell off. 1 of its pincers and 1 of its more human-like arms. It's got a pincer and an arm on the other side.
Okay, so I see this giant thing turn and face Trust, gnarling at her, and I'm just gonna see those arms, the areas that fell off, where there's just like an area that's like totally damaged. And I'm going to lift both my hands up like I'm possessed. And I'm just going to say, oh, that's fine. That should be just fine. And then I'm going to launch off a magic missile, but it's going to be infused with this like purple core energy. And like the darts are kind of like almost like these spirit hands like reaching out and then flying into the cavities that are opened up. And it's going to dig into its body if possible.
Okay, so
it's 5d4.
10 bolts. 10d4
10
bolts come flying out of your hands, all of which just start to tear at Snazbeesh. As I remember that we missed Cornelia's turn. Cornelia, roll a death save, but do not tell me or anyone the result.
You could skip my turn. That's fine.
Okay, so you automatically fail then when we skip your turn. Just kidding.
So that's 40 points of force damage.
40 points of force damage. Snazbeesh hit with 10 of these massive darts of core-infused dice come flying at him. He is just pelted, and his body starts to just bleed from all over the place. That wound that had opened up just starts to gush blood and viscera out. It's as if his entire body is starting to just seep out of this wound, but he's not dead yet.
And then I'm going to use because stuff doesn't matter right now. I'm going to use what's it called? Sorry, Misty Step to. I'm going to like just like kind of glitch out of existence, then glitch back into existence. Like on
Okay.
Oh
No.
Oh. So yeah, I glitch out and then glitch back in, and I'm underneath Kellwise, and he's like now he's on my shoulders. I'm gonna like lift him up a little bit further to be able to see over that platform.
Well, roll me,
so can
roll
actually
me a,
do something next time.
Roll me a d20. We're gonna see if Kellwise goes with you on this Misty Step.
Oh no, I want to basically like he's under me. I'm gonna disappear and then appear underneath him and then float and then have him land on my shoulders and float up.
Oh, I thought you were gonna float. Okay, yeah. I see. So poof, you appear underneath him. And you know, catch him. Kellwise, there's just the slightest fraction of a second where you're like, oh no, my legs are done. That's it. I'll never walk again. And then whoosh, he catches you. This possessed Rezik, who just an amount of energy that just flowed out of him seems impossible, but yet there it is, happening right before you. That all happens. Roll me a d20 wisdom saving throw, to try and stave off this massive fear.
15.
a 15. You look around and you look up, and this massive statue with a giant spear turns towards you, but the room itself comes back. You feel your wits come back to you, and you feel control as your heart is beating like 150 beats a second, and it slows down, until you kind of regain yourself. What do you want to do?
I want to shadow step onto this ledge above.
Okay. You poof, jump up onto this ledge.
What do I see? I know that I
You
don't have the
see-
key. Both of those things are glowing.
Yeah,
I
the
see
key
Cornelia
is
down.
right around here. You see Cornelia's insides are outside.
Oh, been there. Crap. I'm going to run my full speed, 45, towards. What's his name? I keep calling him,
Snazbeesh.
see, I keep calling him like Snatch Beach. So
Okay. I mean, That's
probably better
perfectly-
name anyway.
my head, just
we can just call him Snazzy.
Snaz Beach.
Snazzy.
No. And then I'm going to yell at him and say, hold a attack.
Okay. So you hold an attack and you start to yell at him.
Over here, you get them. What happened to your arms?
Despite all that's happening, the death in his eyes still seems to be directed at Trust. Meanwhile, Pup, Waylander, screaming down below, you hear, "Hey, I'm almost there. Don't just wait for me and I'll be there. Don't worry." 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. He gets right to the top of the stairs, looks. Oi. And he kind of looks to you, Trust. This doesn't look good. The Dora Guardians, they're all lit up and stuff.
I just snarl.
Oh, okay. That happens. Snazbeesh.
Do I have a point of, because I know you said if I use that living fire, whatever, death fire, that I get a point of exhaustion, but because I used it with that soul, do I?
Because you used it without the soul, you're not exhausted because the energy came from the soul itself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Correct.
thank you.
But you look to Waylander and you look back, and Snazbeesh, with the death in his eyes, takes a pose as if he was going to kneel down, and then just explodes straight towards you, attempting to grab you and topple you off the edge of this platform. What is your armor class? Oof.
I don't know, really low, so probably 14.
You guys see Snazbeesh explode forward, lightning fast, grabs Trust, smacks her right in the abdomen, and poof, they both go flying over the edge,
Ouch.
falling to the ground. Trust,
Ouch.
you take 19 points of bludgeoning damage, and as he lands,
Ouch.
he strikes at you again with his claw, which also finds purchase, tearing at your body. Trust, you take another 14 points of slashing damage as he starts to just smash and cut you up with his other pincered hands. In a complete blaze, you see this just red fire and smoke as the crimson madness seems to be just seeping out of his body, mutating him grotesquely. At the same time, Kelwise,
Hi, I'm dead.
right below you, you see Trust just being pummeled to death.
Well, I guess we don't need to be invisible anymore. So I'll drop the bagpipes. And all
Not for a while.
yeah.
And
And-
the bagpipes fall, hit the ground.
I'll get those later. I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark because now I think he's actually within range for the first time.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna shoot him with an arrow.
Okay.
For the first time in forever.
So you cast Hunter's Mark and pull out your bow in a flurry of arrows.
Yeah.
Come raining at
First
him.
one is 21 to hit.
That hits.
Nice. Fuck him up. Come on.
Yeah.
Fuck this guy.
Great, super cool, but we got that. And Colossus Slayer. 9. 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage.
Nice.
And then we'll take another shot.
One of these shots hits him right in the throat, and he doesn't stop. He continues to just pound Trust's corpse, screaming.
I don't imagine 11 hits, does it?
An 11 doesn't hit. Your second one goes far. As you all see Trust's body just bouncing up and down on the ground lifelessly. Steve pops out from around the corner. His one good arm takes a shot at Snazbeesh on the ground. Unfortunately, this shot also goes wide as he's just trying to shoot anything he's got, and he uses his body as you start to see him trying to reload with one hand, which is very, very difficult. Steve, Dresden, outside, you start to see that there's what looks like a some kind of siege beast coming from the left, and another flood of what look like these look like almost rolling worms, but just covered in spines as they start to roll towards you, coming from the right, threatening basically your position, coming from the sides, just trampling everything in their way. Which one are you going for?
Wish I had that javelin right about now. Did I remember? Was there any sort of locking mechanism on the door when I opened it? Took a peek in. Any kind of, just a
you
quick little-
have the uncanny ability to be able to grow crystal in many different facets, and you innately feel the ability to maybe just fill an entire doorway with this incredible, strong, mineral-like substance. Now, it's a double-edged sword because you'd be locking them in, but they wouldn't be able to get in.
Well, I mean, that feels like a problem for tomorrow, Dresden.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe Gongor and Mallet could just shatter this. I mean, it broke that giant beast's horn off, so possibly it pointed directly at this door. You could maybe just take an entire wall down. As you know, Gongor and Mallet is an incredibly volatile piece of weaponry.
Okay. Is there anything immediately apparent that like this is a bad idea to me? You know what I mean? Like looking around, being like.
At this point, maybe it might
make
be
more
your only
sense.
choice.
Yeah, it might make more sense for us all to then try and fight whatever's outside. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If I can somehow secure the door, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see if I can just sort of just like
roll me an Arcana
beer all week
with advantage. You take one of those massive crystalline hands that's now covered in this glove of crystal mineral, and you stick it on the door, and almost like ice, crystals start to.
Well, I want to go through
erupt.
first if I can. You see
Oh,
what I
you're
mean?
coming in. Okay.
Yeah.
So all of you guys hear the doors open, shut, and this hulking
And stay out.
monster.
And I shut the doors
You
again.
shut the doors. Okay, and then you hold your hands on it, and this crystalline web starts to grow, and shards just start to spike out and explode.
Oh shit! I dropped it. Doesn't count. It's on the floor.
Doesn't count. Everyone knows it doesn't count.
Doesn't count when it's
And,
on the floor.
Not
Arcana?
large, but huge Dresden comes through the door.
Arcana?
Yeah,
With advantage though?
with advantage.
Ah, fucking come on.
Okay. Got a chance. Oh no.
All right, so that's a 4 and a 5, which makes it a 5 and a 6.
Okay. So you start to, and the crystals start to grow, and then some of them start to ungrow, and you're like, oh no, oh no, this isn't great. This isn't great. You do have an action surge. You can try again if you'd like.
Yes, I will absolutely try that.
Okay.
Again.
So you action surge.
I will absolutely.
You put your other hand on the door. Now with 2 hands, everyone knows it's better and stronger when you use 2 hands.
Yeah.
So,
I got
you
cocky. I got cocky the first time. I got cocky.
You attempt this again.
Oh, okay. So the first one's a 7, but the other one's a 17. So that's an 18.
18. The whole entire door just
Nice.
and almost like what looks like it almost looks like crystalline pieces of snow just explode out of this doorway and then just start to trickle down all around you as the door is maybe stronger than the walls themselves. You're not sure it wouldn't just be easier to knock down a wall to get inside at this point.
Yep, that's tomorrow Dresden's problem. And I just like do that thing, and then I turn around and probably make the face like Donald Glover holding the pizza in Community as I look in at the room.
And it's just on fire.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
All right. Yeah.
Cornelia,
Yeah.
roll another d20 and do not tell us what the result is.
Jesus.
The statues turn.
Somebody help her.
One of the statues fires a bow at Dick Waylander, and it misses again. Waylander is just a slippery guy. A spear comes up, throws a spear at Steve. That also misses. The statue's not doing great. Trust, you are on the ground being pounded by this massive demonic energy of pure rage. Roll me a d20, but do not tell us what it is. At that time, Julissa and her few warriors left go sprinting into battle. Julissa, using her turtle-like shell, does a dive and turns backwards, almost like a cannonball herself to try and knock this guy off of Trust's body. And that's a natural 20. So, Julissa, like a cannonball, runs, takes those hefty, strong arms and legs that have been trained over years and years and years, and that shell curls up and uses her entire weight. And he fails, knocks him 15 feet away as she shoves him, toppling him over. The rest, young girl with a whip runs over to runs over Trust's body, and she starts she takes this robe that looks fine, rips it, and then starts to try and patch up the broken pieces of Trust's body, and successfully stabilizes Trust. Melissa.
That's one.
Are my crabs doing anything? Can they like help in any way?
Your
Just
crabs?
stitch you up.
It's a long shot.
Let's see.
Like bring the lock closer or like put it in if they knew the intent. They're smart crabs.
Roll a animal handling. Let's see how smart your crabs truly were. You did train them to go grab coins. The last black crest is on a metal piece that could be coin-like.
Well, it's a 14.
A 14. Yeah, so Pup, you see at this time, we'll use this to represent the crabs. The crabs use their, we'll say 15 feet of movement twice. And they start scuttling over to grab this crest off the ground. They don't know what they're going to do with it, but they're going for it to bring it closer to Cornelia. Trust and the people and Rezik.
Oh man. Okay. So yeah, what I'm gonna do? Let's see. Sorry. Okay. As soon as I see this giant beast coming over this wall and landing on top of Trust and beating them unconscious, I'm still in this weird state, but like part of me is screaming inside. And I am going to still calmly though go down to the ground, near the ground, and I'm gonna Misty Step 30 feet towards Snazbeesh, letting Kelwise onto the ground, hopefully gently, and not hurt him at all.
Okay.
And then use my movement to go to literally dive onto Snazbeesh and try to dig my hands into any wounds I can find and cast Burning Hands inside of his body if possible.
All right. Roll me an attack. Roll me a d20 with advantage plus your strength and proficiency.
D20 with advantage plus strength and proficiency. Sorry, proficiency.
Yeah.
Okay, so plus strength and proficiency is +3, so +4. Okay. Sorry. So that is a 19.
A
altogether.
19. Rezik, poof, jumps before, runs up, takes his hands, shoves them into the open, gaping wound of Snazbeesh, and flame erupts out. You guys see him start to boil Snazbeesh alive, almost the flames coming from the backs of Snazbeesh's eyes. Roll me 10d6. Meanwhile,
Ooh, okay. And as that happens, I'm gonna just say to the spirits I'm injecting into his body, take it, take it all.
ooh,
And that's 10. Sorry, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4.
anyways,
sorry.
meanwhile, Pup, you see, you can see the little crabs running towards the crest. You see the body of Cornelia pretty much just out.
Yeah, I'm going over to Cornelia, use my movement, and try to stabilize her.
Okay, Cornelia's body is frail. It's her entire complexion is pale. She looks like a ghost. She looks like a corpse.
Do I see her thread?
You see maybe the thinnest line, a wisp. You can't really even tell if that's what it is. It might just be your mind playing tricks on you, seeing you what you want to see. Roll me a medicine check, and we'll see if you can stabilize. And the DC is going to be
DC's gonna be what?
high.
I rolled a 19.
A 19? What's your medicine?
+2.
+2, a 21.
No. I rolled a 19 total. I rolled a 17.
Oh, a 19.
I mean, yes, I rolled a 17. I mean, 19 + 2. I rolled a 21. No, I rolled a 19 total.
You take this gauze and you start to push her insides back in, and you start to wrap up her body.
Go there. I think this one goes under.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell at this point if she's just lost too much blood, if it's even salvageable. She might already be too far gone, but we'll find out.
Wait! I still have a bardic inspiration. Is it too late? Can I roll that after I roll? Can I use that for
roll.
this?
Add it.
Yes.
Oh my god. It's plus a D4?
It's a
D6, I
D6,
think.
right? Right, Trust? Or right, Daye?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
D6 for bardic inspiration? Okay.
Yeah.
3. So,
Plus 3.
Uh,
So a 22.
mhm.
Still hard to tell, but you've done everything right that could possibly be done to save Cornelia in this instant.
I give her a little kiss on her forehead. Please
Okay.
come back.
That is Pup's turn. Waylander,
By the way, that was
As is the-
38 points of damage to Snazbeesh
30, 35, 40, 45,
of fire damage.
60. Okay. You 35 points of fire. Fire erupts
38.
out of
38,
his
sorry.
out of his body, and you can see it in his eyes, and you start to see the flames come out of his mouth as Snazbeesh's whole entire being starts to bubble and pop, and then just falls over onto the ground. And then, just before the lights go out in his eyes, you see him hold his hand up into the air, stabs his hand deep into his chest, crushes something inside of him, and falls down dead. Cowwise. Roll me a perception check.
Like that. What happened with that thing?
Natural 20
A nat
Eight.
20.
plus 5.
Nice.
25. You start to hear whispers swirling from deep, deep within this place. It's hard to hear at first, but you start to hear almost excited, giggling whispers from the distant corners of the room, and they start chattering. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming, he's coming. They've let him out, he's coming. And that's all you hear.
I don't know if he's dead yet, guys. We might want to keep moving. And I will do just that. I'm going to dash
Okay.
north. Yeah.
35, 40, 45, 50. So you jump over those pile of bones as you rush over. Snazbeesh now laying just a blob of goo and viscera onto the ground. Kelwise. Steve holding his arms, and the statues that were animated also calm and go back into place as if they had never been animated at all. Steve runs over 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Runs over to Trust to try and help with the healing and stabilizing. Dresden, you see all this happening. We'll say this portal disappears. Spike trap disappears. Dresden, what are you doing back here?
Jesus. I just squint at the far end of the hall.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Trust dead again. God.
all the way over there.
I start sprinting over as fast
Okay.
as I can.
Yeah, and you have 50 feet of movement, so we'll make you move 100 here. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45,
Passing
50,
these
55,
fucking
60,
villagers like they're standing
65,
still.
70, 75, 80, 90, 95, 100. You make it to there. Still
Jesus, that's a big
a
hall.
ways to go. It's a huge hall. It's maybe a too big hall. Who knows? Dresden continues to run over there. Cornelia. What were your first two rolls?
I think I only rolled 2 times, right?
Yeah.
I
what
rolled
were your
it.
2 rolls?
I rolled a natural 20 and a 15.
Oh, and your first one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You didn't tell her to tell you if you roll a natural 20.
Yeah.
That would have changed a lot.
Pup. You
How
basically
long ago?
you
Very
basically
long ago.
The first one.
He's
Pup,
baking it
you-
on the floor.
Pup, you
I thought I was still
Plain
unconscious.
dead.
I was still unconscious until
Pup,
someone killed me.
you wrap up
My
up
bad.
Cornelia's
guys
body
finished?
as her insides are literally hanging on by just this wrapping that you've put across her. But despite this, through all this trauma, maybe Cornelia's just seen too much for any of this to phase her. But Cornelia, holding her stomach, you see just one eye just kind of peek open, weakly,
There is
but
only
open. And Cornelia, like,
There's only one.
Cornelia, if you move, it could be real bad right now. Because your abdomen is literally just hanging open with, if not for just these bandages that have tied you up.
Help me. Put them back inside me.
I'm trying. Wait, you okay?
Oh, yeah. Oh. I'm gonna go back to bed. Let me
Okay,
know
I'll
when it's
keep
over.
saying, where did your kidney go again? Is this
Put it somewhere.
And you kind of just push it back in all where it came from, and this wrappings continue to just kind of hold everything in place. They're not necessarily healing, but they're not harming. As you hear
to help
a little,
glue it back.
you hear a little clampy claw grab what feels like sounds like a metal plate far off, a black crested plate, and start to scuttle back with its new treasure. Meanwhile, what do we have? Cornelia Trust. You are unconscious. And the people crowd around. Julissa pulls out a small vial and pours it down your throat.
Oh.
You take 9 points of healing damage as Cornelia, or as Trust, your eyes open and you feel your whole body now not orange, orange, black, and blue, just beaten and maimed beyond recognition. Your eyes can barely open. Your bones feel broken. Everything feels tough. Rezek, you still have this power flowing, coursing through you.
Yeah, and as the body of Snazbeesh falls, my hands are just covered with this like boiling hot blood that kind of falls to the ground as I float towards the stairs and over the wall and towards the door as far as I can.
Okay,
so 60
so you
feet.
float up. And we'll say you floated up 25 feet, and so you get to about here as you start floating off. You're floating up and
I'll
around.
do Misty Step again, another 30 feet, just glitching out and glitching in.
20, 25, 30. You make it to there.
All right, thank you.
Pup. It doesn't look like Cornelia can move on her own. You've got her insides kind of tied up temporarily. They're inside her. Cornelia's surprisingly conscious. What are you doing?
Are you okay? Can I go help the crabs?
Yeah, just be careful. They have sharp claws.
Okay.
I'm telling you, be careful.
I'm gonna go try to grab the key.
Okay, so you're gonna teleport over there?
They didn't move closer to the door by now?
Well, they just got to it.
Ah, dang.
They could only move 15 feet.
Too long. I'm impatient.
They pick it up, they hold it up, and you grab it out of their little claws. Roll me a d20 just to see, like, just in case. I mean, they're real
Dude,
sharp
if I
claws.
take 1 point of damage, I swear, Jaymes. I rolled a 4.
4. You don't take an entire point of damage, but ow! Oh, freaking crab! God damn it! Always with the crabs, and you just get this little small laceration on your finger. You grab this last crest. What are you doing with this last crest? You still have your movement.
I saw. I'm gonna go over to the door, with the 3 dudes standing there, right? Because that's the.
Yeah, there's 3 gargoyles, 2 of which have seemed animated and are just looming in front, and one of which is still in this pose with its hands out like this.
Yeah. God, I'm so scared if I open it, something's gonna blast open and just wreck Cornelia again. Can I hold putting it in so Cornelia's at a safe range?
Sure. As you do that,
Someone get Cornelia out of here!
you guys start to feel tremors under your
Graboids.
feet as this entire building starts to shake.
Splashers.
Dust and debris start to rain down from the ceiling, and those voices that you were hearing now can be heard by all, louder and louder. He's coming, he's coming, he's awake, he's awake! And that is where we're going to go on break.
Oh!
We're gonna go on a quick break.
Oh!
We'll be back in like 10 minutes. We're gonna go on a quick pee
God.
break to see what happens. Don't go away. Thank you everyone for hanging out. We'll be right back. Hello everyone. We're back from our break.
Hey.
In pressing news, the party's almost dead. That's it. That's the end.
Welcome back.
Who's this other person with us? I'm looking at the stream and I can't tell who they are.
Oh, Daye has been with
who is
us
that?
almost the entire stream. It's hard. I know it's yeah.
Oh.
No, that's not what I meant.
He's into I don't know what it is about Daye.
What's this person's
but
name? I just can't
Daye
figure it
just-
out.
It's
Oh
just
yeah,
more
Reed, you
fun.
missed it. Daye attacked me when I was outside
I
defending the entire.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Bunch of idiots.
Or you trying
Bunch of idiots.
A bunch of idiots. Agreed. We have Reed Horseman. And he does have a name tag. I just forgot to turn it on. It takes me a while to understand what Kate is telling me.
I was pretty clear. I was like, man, this person's name, I just can't see who it is on the stream.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
else?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did use
Would
words.
I say?
Well, you said
It's
that,
fair.
but I was already like, oh yeah, we can make fun of Daye. So that's where I'm into it.
He was already distracted.
Priorities.
Teaser, get her.
The train had left the station.
Reed, welcome to the stream.
Hi,
Thank you for being with us.
Already regretting it. No, I'm kidding.
We cut back in. Steve standing over Trust's body as a young girl with no more bandages but a whip and a dream had tidied up Trust's broken appearance and body, stabilizing her, and then Julissa had run over and given her a potion of healing. She is now back on her feet. The whole entire place starts to scream with those echoes running wildly, bouncing off the walls. He's coming, he's coming, he's gonna come, he's gonna come. We jump out of order a little bit. Waylander scoops up Cornelia, kind of pulling her back, and he kind of puts her on her back. And Cornelia, you feel like Waylander's arms are very soft, maybe a little slimy, maybe a lot slimy, but two of his arms kind of wrap you up and hold you on his back as he pulls you
nice. Thank you.
pulls you away, and your crabs run over slowly and then scuttle back into your clothes, wherever they stay. And you notice one of them has a copper coin. You don't know where they got it from, but they've got a copper coin.
Nice.
Noise.
Meanwhile, this whole place starts to shake and rumble. Dust from the ceiling starts to fall, and in a deep, deep voice that almost comes from the floor itself starts to come out of the wool of like the stones beneath you. And you just hear this laugh, a deep, guttural laugh. And I want to change. And Pup, you're standing there. There's two gargoyles to the left, to the right. They're two of them, one with blue in their eyes, one with gold in their eyes, kind of waiting. And then there's one with his hands out like this. And you're gonna give the last crest to the. So you give the last crest to the one in the middle. It snatches it out of your hands, kind of startling you because it was just so lifeless before. And as it takes it, it holds it into its chest as the crest slowly sinks into a hidden crevice, and the door itself starts to slowly open. The rumbling sensation of the ground itself opening up and helping it along as this door swings open. And deep within this cave, you see there's a spired, what looks like just a huge spired tower back there, and a room devoid of any sort of light or anything. It's as if this room is just pure darkness. But you can hear a voice come out, almost a soft, sniffling, crying sound, as your eyes start to adjust to this new darkness, and deep inside you can see a small pinprick of light pup. And you see a small girl, very similar in anatomy to a Dick Waylander, but deep within her chest you see this grotesque red heart.
That's fucked up.
I hate you, Jaymes.
Classic Jaymes.
Dresden, you make it back to the group. And for those of you who need a scale, Dresden is...
Wow.
Dresden is this big compared to everyone else. Dresden is just massive.
I'm a big old boy.
Okay.
Nice.
Good. Big old boy.
Massive Dresden.
Massive Dresden.
So long.
And you see this pup, this spired staircase that runs up and up and up this tower, and it looks like you had seen a giant spire that had kind of opened up at the top. Maybe at this point your only way out of this place, as it seems like the tremors start to become more frequent and more impactful.
Do I see? I just like turn around to see who's behind me.
Okay. Behind you, you have Rezek,
Rezik.
Cornelia, and Waylander.
I look at Rezik. Say, want to follow me in? Want to get everyone?
We probably should wait for everyone to gather first and then answer.
Okay. And yeah, everyone, including...
Then I'm going to go like 1 foot, like, in. See what happens.
You step in, and
Just
the
1
young
foot,
girl...
like my whole body's out, but it's like literally like, you know, the... like the sexy Patrick leg, like comes out the side of the...
Yeah.
I'm talking about?
And you take the
Oh my god.
the slightest step into the room, and as you do, the girl kind of looks up, and you notice like completely what looks like she's totally blind, looking around,
Always.
just totally still. This heart just goof, 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 beating almost waves of light into the room. Very, very similar to the same light that you saw with the other aspects of Elazar, that golden, beautiful light that came off of the chair with Daye and the creatures around the Guardian. And this, the same light coming from the book that... oh my gosh. The other guy had the... Oh, man. It's been a long night.
Seafloor.
The other aspects of Elazar. And you see this heart has that same kind of energy.
Don't worry. Hi. Nah, that's it. I'm waiting
Okay,
for everyone else.
the rest of you kind of run up there as these tremors are starting to shake, and you start to see the statues in the room starting to fall over as whatever is coming seems to be coming closer and closer and closer. And it's you and about a little over a dozen of the Eddard's End people. And you start to hear, too, on the outside of the door, goof, goof, something heavy starts to smash against that crystalline enclosure that Dresden had put at the back of the door.
It's Incento.
Can I cast Cure Wounds on Cornelia? while we're all up here?
Sure. Yeah.
Every one of them. Yeah.
Oh, pooh. Warn me first.
Oh, that's D10. That's not what I meant to roll.
That's fine.
So you heal. What are the rest of you
That's
guys doing?
11 points.
And Cornelia, you feel like your body is at least well enough now to move around on your own, without the possibility of your wounds reopening. As you guys and Waylander kind of lets you down, and Waylander starts peering into the room, but he's like looking around frantically, but he can't. It's like as if he just doesn't have very good eyesight, so he can't see into the room like those with dark vision can.
So I'll allow everyone to enter and look to Dresden and just say, "I'll need some more of that crystalline magic you have." But first, and I'll just start pointing up to the pillars in the room, and I'm gonna blast them with fireballs and try to destroy this room as we leave it.
What's happened to this man?
You're shooting these fireballs now?
I'm gonna launch them at the pillars in the room we just left to try to destroy the room so they can't follow us into the next room.
You guys haven't gone in yet. You guys are kind of standing outside.
I was saying I'm gonna wait until everybody goes inside and then I'll.
So you're not doing it now. Okay, I'm just making sure you're not doing it now.
If you're gonna maybe, are there people you want to shoot that at? No. Okay. Right, instead of a room, people, bad people, huh? Do you have all? Do you?
I don't require waiting and using slots anymore. I don't require using my ability in certain times. I can use it whenever I want. So we're fine.
Oh shit. Okay.
He took the core from my bag.
Oh. Wait,
Yeah.
all of it?
Yeah, the whole thing.
The whole fucking brick?
The
You fiend. I figured you'd be
feel like
smiling a little more. You okay? You don't look. Hey. You alright?
I feel everything. It's amazing. But we don't have time to talk. Let's go in this room now, please.
Okay. Yeah. It sounds like he feels nothing now, right?
It does, yeah.
Okay,
It's giving
yeah.
me that impression.
Has he been doing this the whole time?
No, well, just,
How long was
For
I
a
outside?
few minutes.
Like a minute? What the fuck did you do to my friend?
yeah,
Oi,
you were outside, I
did
think,
it
about 2
himself.
minutes.
All right, well, let's get.
He's been
let's
through a
go
lot
in.
in the past.
Let's go in before we.
The girl in my foot is in this room.
Oh, well, let's get in here. He's
Yeah.
creeping me out.
Okay.
Let's go.
So you guys all kind of flood in, and as Waylander gets into the room and his eyes adjust, his eyes go wide, and he runs and grabs this girl and just holds her deeply, caught in a moment of connection. And as he's doing that, you all are just kind of in the room, and still you can hear and feel that heart deep within inside of her merged with that of Vragg's, just throughout the room. As Rezek shoots those pillars, and as these pillars start to fall, the very ceiling of this entire place starts to fall in behind you. And the door itself that had opened slams shut.
Is the jar that I'm holding reacting to anything, or that empty
The jar doesn't
that...
seem to be reacting to anything. It just seems to be an empty jar, but like it's got runes and it looks specifically special. It looks made for something, but it's not reacting or anything. It looks just the same as it has this whole time.
Heart, maybe?
When did you bring a souvenir?
Well, this jar was it was on Vragg's or whatever his name is, stupid guy, on his belt. Yeah, Snazbeesh.
Little bit.
So you took his drinking jar?
Well, I mean, it was just attached to his belt. It just happened to come with the rest of it, but I don't know. Do you think it has something to do with the heart? Maybe we can
No clue.
detach it somehow. I know. It sucks. Do you see Welllander's daughters?
That
We're gonna
lady
have
right
to
there.
kill her, I assume.
I'm sorry,
or-
what?
Well, the heart is literally attached to her. How are we supposed to detach the heart to kill the
Is
big
it?
bad?
What am I looking at?
You're in a large room. It's almost completely pitch dark at this point.
I got
with the
that
exception
much.
of that.
Yeah.
Whalelander has scooped up this small girl who seemed to be sniffling and crying,
Oh,
and
baby child.
even in this room, you can see her heart as
Her
it
heart?
beats. It's almost sending vibrations through the room, and her heart seems to have that same glow as all of the other aspects of Elazar had as their bond to the world. And it seems as though Vragg has bound his essence in this world into this little girl's heart.
Oi,
So her
talk to
heart
it, Justin.
is the same because you were looking for his heart inside this inner chamber, and it seems you found it, but it is
Yeah, but I
also
thought it was going to be a
fused.
nice, big, beefy heart. We could just, stab it a whole bunch and then fucking jump around in its blood, not in a kid. What kind of sick fuck makes
Oh
this?
no, Dresden.
What do we do?
Can't you like speak to the aspects in your head and stuff? Like
You
get
know.
inside that heart.
Zoop. I'll try and let's see
Okay.
what's going on in the party room.
The alternative is shooting arrows at her, so please.
You
anything
pop
you
into
can
the
do.
party room and you see Vragg, that same demonic creature that you had seen on the beaches of Eddard's End. His arms are crossed, a deep smile on his face waiting for you inside. On the outside and the outskirts of that long bladed shield you had put up. And he stares at you. Are you able to do what's necessary?
I bet you're real proud of yourself, huh? You clever? You a clever guy?
If not, you're not worthy to wear that crown.
I've been telling everyone that from the beginning. It's not news to me, bud.
Why not let it go? I'll take
Let
the
it
burden
go.
off.
Oh,
your
so you can
hands.
have it. The guy that fucking puts the little kid hearts as the thing that needs to get sacrificed. Yeah, no, you're not getting it. Fucking jackass. Fuck. Are the other guys around here? No? Nothing? I look
And
around.
the others are kind of standing behind you.
Nothing? Did you know
And the
about
Guardian.
this?
Well, I did not. I wouldn't put it past Vragg, but I didn't think he would go so far. To think we're all a part of this. Well, chills my bones. And you see Eddard back there. Vragg, you have gone too far this time. I think. Might you let this young girl go, and we can settle this between us? And Vragg just... Sorry. I can't do that. It's up to you, Dresden. Are you willing to do what needs to be done? Or do we need to
what
find
end?
someone else?
What is it that you want out of this? What
What
do you
out of
gain?
this. Exactly. This prison Eddard has kept me in for centuries. I was born to influence the world. I was made to influence the world, to Elazar's will, and that is what I will do. The Crimson Madness is only the first step. This is a world that needs to be burned down. It has been tainted. Mother Mayan's world. Just look around you. Your group flawed, broken sinners. This is the
And
world
you're just gonna keep
you're
hiding.
going to fight for.
You're just gonna hide behind a little girl.
I'll hide.
You, the
Behind
noble
whatever
aspect
I
of
need to.
Elazar. Yeah. God, you're sad. The whole world out there. And you're hiding like a little child. Sacrificing a kid, someone who hasn't even had a life yet. Look at you. Shameful. You call yourself an
call it
aspect of
shameful.
Elazar. I do. I do.
I have been locked in here for 100 years. You have no idea what it's like to be here. You know nothing. You haven't
sound
been
like a
around
kid.
long enough to understand what you do.
No,
You're just a
no one could be
child and a
around.
plaything.
Yeah?
Running around in this world,
Okay.
doing what you will.
Is there any way I can bitch slap him while in this this sort of world, or is this just a theater of the mind? I don't have
Roll a d20.
I would just love to fucking
And in this space, you have very, very little power, but
Yeah.
the
I'm so
aspects
afraid.
that you have collected, you can feel their energies, and you can pull on any one of them in this moment.
Oof, I don't fucking. I mean, yeah, can I just get like a big old guardian bear paw, and just try and fucking just slap him?
Yeah, the guardian. Yeah, in tune with all the animals. You see your hand kind of mold into this giant claw as it
Foo
comes
Fighter starts playing again.
swiping down.
Was there anything to be added to this?
Your strength and proficiency.
Oh wow, okay. That's 21.
21. You claw Vragg, his face torn to the side, and he snarls at you. You and everyone will pay for this. He disappears. Poof, you're back in the room, and the only thing you can hear is the sound of a girl screaming at the top of her lungs, her heart goof, 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 starting to beat deeper and deeper, and the whole entire tower itself starts to shake. The whole entire platform itself starts to move as if
Jesus.
the ground beneath your feet is alive. That's as if
DW,
this
calm her down. Calm her down.
This
Soothing
entire
thoughts.
platform itself is a living being.
So he's either coming or he's here, and apparently killing this child is the test. So
And you see Waylander grab.
it's not an option.
Help her. What do we do? Please help her. Anyone. What's happening? Help me,
I'm
little
going
girl.
to
I don't care what
approach-
it takes.
I'm going to approach Dick Waylander and his daughter, and I'm still in this weird zone where I can kind of see how things are made. Can I use that to try to figure out any way to detach Vragg from this little girl?
What you see chills you to the bone. This little girl is Vragg in everything but mind. What's left of her is barely there. This girl has been here for so long that she's more of a shell hosting his heart.
Does she still have her own thread?
In this space, with so much energy, being this close to one of the aspects that's holding her, you see that just, it's as if the threads that bind fate are being ripped and torn and re-sewed. It's as if Elazar himself is in charge of the weave and the thread that makes the fabric of space in here.
So sorry, Dick Wellender, but your daughter is only a vessel now. Vragg has committed a great
she's
evil
right here.
and made
What are
her
you talking
into-
about?
Vragg has made her into a
She's-
second body for him.
She is right here. I am
What you hold
holding
is
her.
not-
Hey, Trust. Can you
Wait,
sense her in any way? Can you help, like,
can I like try and
separate them or
sense
something?
a separate soul? Is like that? Oh God, I just disconnected my headset. But I'm trying to sense a severed soul.
Trust you.
Back.
You reach inside and what Rezek was describing, those last little wisps of what she is, indeed is the soul. Her soul has been just smashed and crammed into the smallest part in the back of her mind. And you sense, like a drop of water in the ocean, this girl's soul just crushed by the overwhelming weight that is Vragg.
No, there's not. He smushed her.
I mean, you still sense she's in there, but it's just a tiny, tiny little piece of what's left of her, crammed in a corner.
Just very small piece of her in there could possibly get her. I don't know how.
I float
Trust
down
is-
to trust level. Trust.
What?
You're gonna need a lot of souls to get in there and to try to separate them. Take my hand and take the power that I'm using away from me.
What? I don't know how to like safely separate souls.
Don't worry about that.
What? Oh,
Just take these souls from me now, so you can save this little girl.
but like you see me panically looking back and forth at Dresden, like really scared to do anything in front of him because Trust now has trauma.
I'm gonna put my hands on Trust's shoulders. Trust, you are one of the most powerful beings in the world. And with this energy, you can do anything. And you need to use this to save the entire world. Just do it.
That's a lot. Okay.
in terms of pep talks, but that's maybe more on the pressure side. Trust though, none of us, we can't do anything here. It's up to you.
Oh. Okay. I'll give it a shot, but no one can get mad at me if it goes wrong.
Just do your
Can you
best.
give yourself inspiration first?
I think I used it all up.
Oh no.
Honestly. I'm pretty sure all the inspiration is.
Okay, everyone say
Sold
something
out.
really nice to Trust so that
Yeah.
we can inspire her.
Trust, you're badass. I wish I could be you. And that's true.
You're just saying that because I have two eyes.
Well, you have like wings and horns and breathe fire. It's pretty amazing.
Thanks, Cornelia.
Fact that you were able to use this kind of power and still be you speaks miles. Speaks. It's insane. I don't know how long I can hold this power anymore. So please, work fast.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're incredible and strong. You're the coolest person I know, and I'm so glad that we're friends. And you're really good at keeping secrets.
Just we believe in you, and your hair looks great.
Oh, thank you.
Steve,
Don't do anything I would do.
Right.
Justin,
Trust. This little girl is relying on you. All right? It's not about the world right now. It's about one person. And if you can save one person, you've given them the world. You can do this.
All right. And I grab I hold Rezzik's hand.
Okay, and the power of the core starts to surge into you from Rezzik, and you feel very, very powerful. And Rezzik, as it starts to seep from you, waves of exhaustion and all of the pain of your leg as you all see Rezzik start to squirm. Rezzik, roll me a d20.
An 11.
An 11. Rezzik starts to writhe in pain, and your leg starts to shrivel and die under the weight of this lack of core, and his whole body goes gaunt as if he hasn't eaten in a week. And as Rezzik falls to the ground gaunt, you see that gnarled leg twisted and broken and maimed. And Rezzik is still awake, but his body
I try to catch him.
is worse. You catch Rezzik, and his body just totally abused. Every vein in his body broken, his eyes totally red and bloodshot. But trust, you feel incredibly powerful. The weight of this core surging through your body, and you hold that deep where you usually hold souls as you grab this girl's hand and shwoof, you're in this dark black space. Claws, knives, fangs all start lashing out from the darkness. Vragg is in here. This is Vragg, and he ends every piece of this space as he starts to clobber at the core, and you see the pieces and chunks of the core start to break off with Vragg's power as you move deeper and deeper in. Roll me a charisma check to see if you can force your way to that corner where the small girl is.
Okay. Charisma, not saving throw, just regular.
Just a charisma check. Yeah.
Okay, so 21.
A 21. You manage to move through, and the faster you move, the faster those claws tear at you, ripping down these barriers, and just as you feel like the last bits of that core are being eaten away and almost absorbed into Vragg himself, you pop out into this small bubbled room. You feel cold and dark as all that core energy has been ripped away, and before you is a small girl in a chair in the corner, and a dark figure, Vragg, standing in between you. Weakened in this area, this bubble is the last bastion of this girl's psyche and her being. And as you stand in it, Vragg stands in between you. What do you do?
What does he look like? Like, does he look like? How does he look?
He's thin, but he's tall, and he's got sharp features, and it's as if his body is almost jagged in and of itself, though it looks like a shadow. He stands with a smirk on his face. He has a tail that kind of whips back and forth with a point, and these two large, almost bat-like wings that spread and slowly whip back and forth. Does
he look like Dresden? Is it like a Dresden version of me?
It's hard to tell. His facial features are shrouded in shadow, but just a glint, you see that he does have the same face, as if altered as all the other Elazars do.
Hello?
You were bold to come here.
Yeah, well, that's me. I'm bold. Bold trust, they call me.
Well, you were also a fool to have come here.
Yeah, Justin calls me that a lot too. Do you have anything new to say to me?
Do you really think I would let you take her from here?
What is she giving you? Like, what good is she giving you? What do you get from her?
Well, I'm still here, aren't I? You couldn't do what needed to be done She's a test for Dresden, of which he's failed miserably.
That really doesn't make any sense. So you're saying you're testing him because you want him to kill this girl that you've already tortured for who knows how long? That's
I want him
a
to
weird...
prove to me that he is strong enough to do what needs to be done. And
right. but
I'm
this really
taking
isn't...
you
What?
with me.
What? No. I can't. I cast Bane.
Okay, you cast Bane on him. He rolls a save, and that's an... a 14. What's your save?
16.
A 16. That cloud wraps around him. And he looks down at you and snarls and lunges at you to try and attack. And that's a 2 plus. So he lunges at you and swipes.
I didn't no one heal me before you put me in here.
Barely missing you. You slide back. You can see that this girl is in the back of the room, still huddled as he starts to assault. What are you doing?
I'm casting Cure Wounds on myself really quick before I just immediately die.
Okay. So you cast Cure Wounds on yourself as he starts to hold a power up in his hands, what looks like just pure darkness. Pulls it back and then launches it, a fireball at your face. And what's your AC?
14.
A 14. It hits. You feel this negative energy coursing through your body. You take 10 points of necrotic damage as this beam hits you and he starts to power up. It seems like he has endless amounts of these as his hands start to shake. What are you doing? You're
muted.
You're
Daye.
muted.
Muted.
I don't know how that happened. I look at her. Is there anything else around here? Like, I don't see me being able to go toe to toe with this guy by myself. So, like, is there anything around
so
me?
you kind of look around and it's just her. She's the only light in this place. And you can feel the wisps of her soul kind of calling to you. And that's really all that is in this room. Is just a blank room with this girl in a small chair in the back. And Vragg
do I
stands
feel like
just
I
between
can?
you.
Do I feel like I can get out of here if I need when like, or am I trapped here until like
it
people
does
on the
feel like
outside?
maybe if you could get to her, you could just pull her out, almost like
Okay.
an ejection.
And
or
how
something,
far
and
away is she from me?
She's about 20 feet, but Vragg is like right in between you guys. You'd have to do something, either go around him, dive under him, or move him out of the way somehow.
All right. Well then I cast Thunderwave.
Okay, you cast Thunderwave at this guy.
I cast Thunderwave.
And your horns start to light up, and this lightning, thunderous lightning, just like a concussive blast, blows out of your body. Roll a charisma check. Roll a charisma check, and he's gonna roll, and we'll see if it launches him out of the way or not. And you do have.
By the way, on our end, do we see
inspiration.
like Trust taking damage?
No, you don't see anything. Trust is just holding his hand, and she's kind of just.
Oh,
gone.
so that worked.
Oh.
They did give me inspiration. That did
You
work.
do feel inspired for this attack. So let's
Okay.
see. Oof. It rolled a 16.
I rolled an 18.
Yay!
18! You see Vragg's body. No! Thrown against the side of the room. As you run over, you grab this girl's hand, and she kind of looks up at you, terrified, as if she could see for the first time, and she flows down deep into the part of your being where you hold onto souls, and you're like a concussion, you're blasted back away from this girl's body. And so is Waylander, as they both, this girl starts to float, this girl, wings coming from her back as the last vestiges of her being is gone. Deep from in her heart, tendrils start to shoot out all over the room, and the heart is the only thing left in the room. Cornelia, what are you doing?
Oh, can I shout like as I like when I want to let them know that like I've got her soul. I've got it. It's not in the body.
Yes.
We can put it somewhere else. Hopefully, I hope. Oh my god, I don't know how this works.
Don't eat it. I'm gonna shoot the arrow at the heart. One of the special
roll an attack.
arrows. Oh, that's good. That's a 21.
A 21, the arrow hits into this heart, and the heart starts to rattle and shake. And you guys feel this explosion. And you remember that it had said you needed 3.
Oh, yeah.
The whole room starts to swirl, and you guys are all ejected from this room into a dark space. You look up, and you blink.
Shit.
And as you're outside, you guys have been ejected through the walls of this place as you lay on the ground outside. And the whole ground starts to shake beneath you. The very platform itself starts to move and writhe. All of the demons and the merlings outside are going nuts, slowly starting to like freak out about the ground. Those that can fly start trying to fly off, and you see from far, far, far down this platform this gigantic wing, the size of this entire island floating in the middle. A big black bat wing. The whole entire platform starts to shake. As you, Kelwise, you see a very familiar sight as Slug, holding a helm. Oh, get out of here now! Comes flying by with your ship as it goes to make a pass. Everybody roll a save as they throw this big, huge net ladder down as all of the people, Julissa, the girl with the whip, all start to run up to try and grab this as it starts to fly by, doing a pass on all of you.
What kind of save?
Dex save?
Dexterity. Yeah, dexterity.
Okay.
17.
17. Pup, Steve, you guys jump, grab this ladder.
I also got a 17.
17.
11.
Cornelia, you make it on.
25.
I have a 16, but I have this
25. But Dresden's got you, Bobby. What did you get, Dresden?
Oh, okay. Thank God.
Yeah, you're not gonna be saying that in a second.
Oh,
A 3. So Dresden holding Rezek, you kind of start to run by it. You try and grab it, but you don't get purchased.
It doesn't save me.
It's still the boat is
I'm
still
trying, little buddy.
moving.
I'm trying.
And you start to run, and the very ground starts to fall in front of you. You've got.
Can I just chuck him to one of the others?
Sure. So you chuck him up. Whoever's on there anyone can try and catch him who's on there. Okay, Pup, roll a dex save. And Dresden, you basically run out of room as the very ground starts to fall beneath you. You jump one more time. You've got one last chance at this thing.
26.
Okay, so Pup, you grab Rezek, and Rezek, your body is just pain. Everything is pain right now, and you look down and your leg is twisted and mangled as it just seems like that core just went straight into that piece of your body.
Oh shit, can I cast jump on myself?
You can.
Hey.
So Dresden, you cast jump, and you're like, screw this, and you
I don't care if it causes cancer.
And even though you've got that big crystalline body, your whole body just roll in athletics with advantage.
Oh, with advantage, come on. Fucking launch, motherfucker. Whoa, one of them is a 1, and the other is a 22.
A 22. You guys see this shadow as Dresden lands on the ship. The ship itself starts to... As you guys are all crawling up this ladder, and at that moment, you guys look back behind you as the ship is starting to move, and from inside this giant platform, a massive Vragg starts to appear, the size of the entire platform itself, and you can see deep within his chest, this giant heart.
Damn it. I jumped the guns, guys. I'm sorry. We should have shot all at the same time.
Vragg
No, we got
looks
one.
up at you. Everyone, unfortunately, those merlings still starting to run around, attacking things as they're falling down to the earth, deep, deep, deep below them. Hundreds of these giant creatures swirling around. You're all on this boat flying as Vragg holds up a giant clawed hand, starts to swirl this energy inside as his other hand goes covering his heart from attack. We're just going to go straight down the line. Trust, you make it onto the top of the deck. What are you doing?
I make it onto the top of the deck. How far away is the target of the beast?
Vragg is only maybe 50 feet away as he's coming after the ship itself, right behind it.
Okay, then I'd like to cast Shatter.
Okay, so you
On
cast
him?
Shatter. Where are you casting Shatter at his? He's got one hand up in the air with a
Yeah.
ball of that dark energy, and one hand covering his heart, and his
I'm
wings.
gonna cast it around his head because it makes a loud ringing noise. So I'm gonna cast it, the sphere of it, around his head.
So you
like-
cast Shatter up against where his head is. Is there a save for that?
Yeah, it's con 16.
Constitution save. He seems to save, although it shatters all around his head, and he starts to shake uncontrollably.
Okay,
as
so
you
he
know,
gets
his
half
ears
damage.
are probably ringing.
He gets half damage though. So should I roll for that, or are you?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Roll the half damage. Rezik,
Eh,
you feel totally cored out from the inside. You can barely move, and life is pain right now, but you have the ability to speak softly and move very lightly.
Yeah, I just gonna like try to just limp over to the side of the boat and just trying to lob firebolts at the hand of this beast.
Okay. Roll an attack
Everything
with
I have.
disadvantage.
Okay.
And
Fair, it's fair.
roll it with. Unfortunately, the magic inside you is very, very drained. So this itself will cause a level of exhaustion as you try and fire this fireball, this bolt out. You shoot it out of your body, and you just start to feel the effects of exhaustion take hold. Even
I
deeper.
got 8 damage.
8 damage. Okay, cool. It does seem to ring in his head, and he winces as this.
He doesn't
giant
move that
sound
hand
shatters.
off his heart to cover his ears.
He does not.
Okay. Damn.
Pup, what are you doing during all this?
Yeah, I'm like looking up right now to see what I have magic arrow, but what is magic arrow?
You
It's
have
one of the
there were
arrows to
5
hurt the
magic
heart.
arrows, and it had said that you need 3 of them to pierce it, to destroy the heart, essentially. So 3 of these
Got it.
arrows need to somehow find their way over there. And as you're doing this, you guys just start to see just all kinds of swirling energies start to explode all over the place, as if like the very dimensional space of this place is starting to end. On your boat, you have you're about 50 feet away from him as he's flying after you. You do have that harpoon
Ballista?
tied to a string, the ballista, on the front of the ship that you use to board Oki Kanuka. without falling off, you guys have a whole plethora of actions.
I
And
also have
things.
a shadow step stab.
Okay.
Yeah. Do I want to do
Now,
that? Is that too
just
dangerous?
note that if you do shadow step right now, like there's really no way back if you do fall.
Oh yeah, I know. What? Melissa? I don't know what that means.
Go catch you.
I'll try to catch
Okay.
Oh.
Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna shadow step and stab him in the heart.
you.
Okay,
My
so you
gust
shadow step.
exploding.
You shadow step to his hand, and he tries to immediately swing his body to wiggle you off. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Come on, baby. Got a +7 to this. Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Whew. You maneuver with him. You're still on his hand, now over his heart. What are you doing?
I'm gonna try to stab his heart.
Well, his hand is kind of blocking it right now. It's kind of just.
Well, I think
placed
Trust
on
and
his
I were
chest.
trying to. Well, I
If you'd
don't know
like-
what Trust was, but I was trying to hit the hand, try to get the hand off of the heart. I don't know what Trust did, but that's what I was trying to
Trust
do
hit
earlier.
the
I
head.
actually ended up getting 24 to attack and then a 13 damage.
13
By the way.
damage. Okay, you deal 13 damage, and you see the hand itself is wounded. That firebolt sizzling as Rezek takes a level of exhaustion. Pup, you see the hand itself is wounded where the fire had hit, but it's still covering its heart.
It's still covered.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit him where the hand is. I'm gonna
Okay.
smack his hand.
Roll
in,
roll an
like,
attack.
Try to smack the wound. That is a 12.
A 12. You hit, unfortunately, with everything's moving all around. You smack at it, but you don't take purchase. You do have another attack, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try one more time.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, that hits.
Nice.
And then that is a 4 damage.
4.
But I'm gonna use my shock
Okay.
Nice.
to make it more damage. More than that.
More.
+2. Yep. Yes,
Okay,
math.
plus 2 more damage. The hand itself, he screams out in pain as the lightning shocks the same part of his hand as he seems to try and grip even tighter, although his hand itself starting to be burned through. It's almost like the shadow itself is starting to disintegrate that holds his body together. Dresden.
What's the range on the wand of ejaculation?
I believe it was 60 feet.
60 feet, you say?
Yeah.
Now, remind me, is it more of a splattering thing, or is it more of a stream like a Spider-Man?
It's definitely like
where I might be able to
a
attach
net
one end to
opens
the
up.
ship.
It's almost like as if a net opens up and grabs onto it. It's like a giant blob. It's like shooting gack out of a gun.
Super dude. That's what we call it. Okay.
Yikes.
Is his face visible?
His face is visible.
The last thing I want to do is stick his hand to his chest. I'll take the wand of ejaculation if it's recharged.
Yeah.
I think I used it a few days ago.
So you take the wand of webbing, the wand of web, and you point it in his general direction, and you glob a
Face.
web all over his face. Now roll me an attack, a ranged attack. So add your
That's kinda
dexterity,
like a
D20 dexterity,
Facial
and
or
then
something, I guess.
Yeah, the wand of supreme facials. I believe that's. It was on the box. It was something like that.
I thought it was pearl necklaces. I'm confused.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Dang.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Oh,
What am I adding to this horrible number?
your dexterity bonus.
It's a 1? Great.
Okay, and your proficiency modifier.
That makes it 6.
A 6. So Dresden runs over, grabs the wand, and a giant glob of spider-like silk ejaculates from the end of the wand. Unfortunately, as the boat is rocking back and forth, Slug, to try and avoid one of those giant floating pieces of gravel, slams the boat to the left. At the same time, Dresden, you shoot, and the glob goes wide. Kelwise, you catch your bearing. You see Pup on the hand, smacking it, trying to knock the hand away from the heart. His head still ringing from the shatter spell. What are you doing?
I'm going to take my movement to try to head toward the helm, but while I'm doing that, I'm going to take a couple shots with my bow. I'm not going to use the special arrows. Let's just use regular arrows.
Okay, so you run up and you you make it to the helm, and then you fire 2 arrows at this hand.
Correct.
Okay, the wounded hand.
First one is a 17.
A 17 hits.
Come on. Yes.
And that is a...
Captain Killwise. Let's go.
I didn't say, but I also cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
15 damage.
15 damage.
Nice.
And
one more time.
Okay. Sorry.
And did you?
And what was your second attack?
Okay. The second one is going to be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits.
Nice.
And that's 12 damage.
12 points of damage. You hit, and it screams as the second arrow pierces into his hand as it falls down by the wayside, taking Pup with it. Pup, roll me a dexterity save as his hand falls down by his side, screaming. His other hand holding up that ball of fire. What'd you get?
Save?
Yeah.
18.
18. So Pup, the hand goes flying down as he screams out as the second arrow hits. Pup just holding on for dear life as you see Pup's body start swinging back and forth on this hand. Kelwise runs up to the helm. Cornelia, the heart right in front of you as his other hand is now holding this big ball of energy.
Oh, can I? So his heart is exposed right now? His
heart
hand is gone?
exposed. Yes.
Oh, can I try? And then does Pup look like they're holding on right now?
Pup looks like they're holding on right now. Yes.
All right. I'm gonna try to grab an arrow from Kelwise and a special arrow and try to shoot his heart.
Okay, so you run up to Kelwise, you grab the arrow out of his quiver, and you take a shot.
Why are you
at
making that
the
face,
heart.
Pup? Pup, what's
Roll
the matter? Do you want me to come get you?
Roll an attack against this thing.
Forgot he had one. I was like, he had one too? He has 2 of them. I'm done.
13.
A 13. The arrow
Oh,
goes wide and misses.
oh no! Damn you!
Doesn't hit the heart.
Oh no!
Boy, high DC.
Meanwhile,
All right.
Steve.
Damn it!
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
anything else, Cornelia? Sorry. Before we move on, Cornelia, anything else?
Anything else?
No. Okay. No. it's
No.
fine. Okay, Steve. You've seen this.
Yes.
One of the hands up in the air, about to launch this big fireball at you. His other hand now down by his side, and the heart exposed.
Okay. Is this like actual like initiative actions, or could I do more than one thing? I just want to make sure.
This is like turn order actions. So whatever you can do in one turn.
Okay. So, awesome. Okay. So I'm gonna take one of the magic arrows, clip the head off, slam it into the Fitz's revenge, as
You're
we
gonna-
have so aptly called it.
Clip the head
were
off.
Were they magic rocks, or were they magic arrows? There has been
They're
some
magic
conjecture about
arrows, like arrows with, like normal arrows from a bow.
that. Okay, what happened to the magic rocks then? There were magic rocks as well.
There were magic rocks that had spells in them.
Okay, I must
Those
be
were
confusing
different.
the two. Okay. Thank you
But
for
you could
clarifying.
always clip the tip off of an arrow and stick it in your gun and try and shoot it. One of
That's
your
what I was-
arms right
okay, that's
now, One of your arms right now is basically mangled from a giant
That's all
spear
good.
that had pierced it. So you've got one arm. So roll me a sleight of
need
hand
one
check. We're gonna see how fast you can clip this arrowhead off, flip one into your gun, and
Sleight
then
of
fire it off.
hand.
I know you do have quick reload. So
Ooh, okay, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
23. So Steve runs over, grabs an arrow, breaks off the tip, flips it into his gun, points it out, and shoots. Roll an attack.
Question.
Yeah.
Do any of my firearm bonuses apply them?
Your firearm bonuses?
Yeah, like that.
I mean, these arrows don't really do damage. You just need to hit 3 of them. So if any of them increase damage, it's probably not going to affect this shot.
No, but one does give me advantage on taking a shot.
Then absolutely. If you have grit points left.
Wonderful. I do. I have 1 left, actually.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend that. Here we go.
Clutch.
That is a... Oh, God. 6. So I'm going to my bonuses. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 to hit.
23.
Nice.
That tip of that arrow
Fuck yeah.
stabs into him. And you see both of those arrows, the one Cornelia had shot in and the second tip, start to glow brightly. It doesn't seem to stop him. It seems though like as one has hit inside, the other one starts to glow. They start to almost spark energy between the two, as if one more could cause this immense magical burst to come out. But at the same time, that giant hand holding the fireball slams down at the ship.
Is that a separate turn, or do I still have my bonus action in my movement?
You do have
Before
a
that
bonus
happens.
action and movement. Yes.
Okay. Just as a question, can I reload the ballista as a bonus action?
Well, the ballista is already loaded
Wonderful. I can't
on the
fire
front
it
of
as
the
an
ship.
action, though,
You
can
can't fire it, no, but you can run
Okay,
over to
never
it if
mind
you'd
then.
like.
I? Okay, I'll run over to it.
So
And
Steve
that'll-
runs over to
that'll
the
end my
ballista as this giant hand and a ball of dark energy smashes onto the ship. The entire ship starts to creak and wane as you can see even the planks of wood start to whine and grind with all this negative energy as you are all flung in a direction. Everyone roll a dexterity saving throw as the whole ship starts to tumble and everyone is thrown towards the front of the ship.
16?
Let's go in order. 16. Steve grabs the ballista and holds on. Trust.
8. Is that
An
cocked?
8. Trust is thrown off the side of the ship. Rezik.
Bye.
Whoa,
Rezik,
God,
you
no.
rolling with
With a
disadvantage.
disadvantage, yes.
Oh, wait,
I actually got an 18,
I
surprisingly.
have.
An 18.
Do I still have inspiration, or was it just for that one roll?
Well, I thought you used the inspiration at.
I didn't. No, I just rolled really well.
Oh, okay. Well, then yes, you have inspiration. Pop.
Yeah,
Oh, you're not on the
yeah.
ship.
Oh.
Dresden. What'd you get?
Am I still huge?
You are still huge. Yeah.
Does that help me at all?
Sure. You know what? Yeah. I mean, roll another d20, and this will be like you can just kind of giant mitt grab the edge of the ship. Cowwise, what'd you get?
Maybe
21.
21. You managed to hold on. Cornelia.
11.
And 11. Cornelia, you are flung with Dresden
Oh,
and
man.
Trust. Trust, what'd you
Yeah,
get with your?
I'm 11.
Okay,
got a
still
six.
going.
The three of you go flying off the side of the ship, all kind of at once. Meanwhile, Vragg takes that other hand that had slammed down, stabs it over his heart, holds the wounded hand up in the air, and another ball of energy starts to grow on his hand. Pup, you're still holding on to the hand. Trust, you're now floating through the air. Cornelia's in front of you, and a massive Dresden covered in crystalline energy.
We're gonna
Great.
What do you want to do?
What do I want to do? I'm flying through the air. Like, I don't actually have
I mean-
wings.
You don't have wings.
Well, do you
but
want to
th-
pray?
there's-
Do you want to, like, how do you want to...
I mean,
Oh, you wanna die?
You can try things. There, you have used Thunder Wave to propel yourself on other occasions. You have done
How
quite
close
strange
to how close to Cornelia am I, and does she have her floaty cloak on?
Cornelia, do you have your floaty cloak on?
I do, yeah.
Yes, yeah. So Cornelia has her floaty cloak on.
How close am I?
You guys are pretty close together. You can't really grab each other, but you guys are close-ish to each other. But you also do see Vragg chasing the ship, his hand now covering his heart. 2 of those glowing arrows streaking out of what looks like the inner chamber of his heart, and his other hand with Pup on it starting to gear up for another attack.
But you're saying I can't grab Cornelia? I can't, like...
You can try and maneuver over to Cornelia and grab her if you want to do that with your action.
Yeah, that's what I'd like. I'd love to try to do that.
So roll an acrobatics check to try and maneuver
God.
yourself over to Cornelia as you're falling.
Weird move, but okay. As you're falling to your death.
What else am I gonna do?
No, I'm saying I agree. I'm like, yeah, what else are you gonna do?
Oh, okay. Well, that's a 12.
A 12. You managed to make it
12?
over to Cornelia, and you guys, as you guys are falling off of this ship, the ship itself is taking off, and Vragg chasing after it. As you guys are kind of falling, Rezik, exhausted. You're looking at all this. Vragg's got his hand on his heart. 3 of your party members have fallen over the edge.
I know Cornelia has a cape, so hopefully they're okay. So yeah, do I understand if like the spells I'm casting are the ones that are making me like take more exhaustion? 'Cause I'm already at 3 levels of exhaustion already. If I fire off this ballista, would that still exhaust me?
Well, Steve is holding the ballista right now.
Oh, okay.
It seems like
great.
almost any action you do is going to cause exhaustion, realistically, at this point.
Tight. Great. Okay, well, 3 out of 6. Let's go for another, I guess. I'm gonna just like I'm like literally like killing myself doing this. Just toss another firebolt at this fucking guy's hand. Because he has one that's gonna attack and one that's holding his heart again, right?
Yes, he's switched hands now.
Okay, and then toss it at the one that's holding the heart then.
Okay, roll an attack.
Fuck. Okay.
And Pup, what are you doing while this happens?
Well, I'm watching them all fall. And I'm
Yes.
seeing Cornelia and Trust go towards each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing poor Rezik just fall.
No, Rezik's fine. Dresden.
Rezik's fine.
It's
Oh, no,
massive.
sorry. I mean Dresden. I mean
behemoth
Dresden. I mean Master Dresden.
Dresden.
Just falling to his death.
Well, you know, he's yeah.
You know what they say, the bigger they are, the softer they fall.
The quicker they are to shadow step to, so you could shadow step them back to the ship. You're right. I shadow step to him.
Okay. All right. He's falling pretty fast, and your shadow step is 60 feet, and you guys have kind of moved forward. So, unfortunately, it's going to be tough because if you shadow step to him, everything's going to be gone, and it'll be almost impossible to shadow step back to the ship. Now, there are floating islands and debris kind of floating out that you might be able to take him to. Okay. Poof. You walk through shadows and shoo, you appear right next to Dresden as he's just kind of in a free fall.
Just screaming
Hey.
at it. Ah!
Hold my hand.
Got grabbed the entirety of Pup,
Yeah.
basically.
Pup.
And then I just
His
kind
hand
of
is-
shrug and then look up and just throw one of my kunai at the guy.
Okay, yeah. It's pretty far away. We'll say roll an attack with disadvantage.
Well, if I just went 60, it's 2060, so yeah, it's with disadvantage.
Yeah. Well, or we could say you threw a kunai and then stepped away.
Yeah, see, that's more reasonable. that would be what a smart pup does. And
I mean-
that's what happened.
We jumped to a flashback. We
what?
flash back to
I
10
like-
seconds before.
Yeah, and wait, woo, woo, woo. And Pups could go, pop, pop, and smack the hand and then Shadow Step.
Okay, so you smack the hand holding that big ball of flame. Roll attacks.
Big ball of fire.
24.
A 24
Nice.
hits.
All right.
9 points of damage, and I'm going to use shock again.
Okay.
Make it 12.
12 points.
Nice.
Okay. His hand,
gonna
he
hit
screams
him.
And by the way,
out,
my
and
fire-
that ball starts to flicker.
Nice.
And as you
I'm
hit
just
him,
not gonna-
that ball of flame goes out. that he's holding.
Ooh, nice.
Want to hit it again? For fun.
Okay, you hit the hand again.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Nice!
critical hit. So max damage plus a dice.
15, and just for fun, this is my second to last one. Oh my god, max 4. So 15 plus 4 is 19.
19 points of damage. The hand, he screams
Nice.
out as his hand just falls limp down by his side. As his hand just seems broken and bashed, you disappear. You appear right next to Dresden as he's in a free fall, and now you are too.
I smacked his hand.
Dresden, you're in a free fall, and Pup is with you. What are you doing?
Well, I said I guess I reached out for Pup.
Yeah.
How far away is the ship?
The ship is like moving in a different direction than you.
Yeah, like roughly, but
it's
just like
roughly-
as we stand right now, just rough ballpark.
We'll say like maybe 100 to 120 feet away.
A long ass way.
A long way. Like a Hail
This
Mary
is-
away.
Yeah, this is dumb. But yeah, like, can I like try and lasso or something? I'm grasping at straws.
Lasso. Oh,
Just,
you
you
do
know,
have
like-
that
like-
super long rope. You had
I
that
know, I have
ridiculously
this
long
stupid long
rope.
rope.
I forgot about that. Sure,
yeah.
absolutely. Roll a.
Fire
You know,
resistance as
you're
well.
humongous right now. Roll me a d20 with add your dexterity and proficiency, as you try and lasso the ship.
Dexterity. Oh, this is not good.
Come on, cowboy. Let's get it.
That's a natural 20 with the big
Oh!
old dice. So
Nice.
plus
Big dice.
dex and proficiency
Yeah.
is 23.
That dice always sucks.
You throw just because you've got this massive everything, the rope itself just
Yeah, I basically just throw the
Goes
whole
flying.
ass rope.
you grab a hold of this ship, and the whole ship kind of as it's flying through the air as Dresden you hold
start
on with one
swinging with
hand
Pup.
and you have Pup on the other hand, and you're about 100 feet flying away, holding on as
Thanks,
you're
Pup.
dragging through, and as you're flying now through the air, you're kind of dodging debris because small floating rocks were all over this
Oh
place.
my
So
God.
you're kind of just like
I just try and shield Pup.
yeah, and you have these giant crystal armors, but every once in a while, small rocks are just now smashing against you. Kelwise, he's now lowered his hand. Pup is gone, but he's got his other hand over his heart. He seems getting ready to like slowly lower his shoulder in this giant horned head and just start ramming the ship with his head if he's able to.
By the way, it probably won't help at all, but I actually got a 15 with my Firebolt earlier for that hand that's holding his heart. Does that hit?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Just
15.
wondering.
Okay.
Okay, and then 10
Kelwise,
damage.
what are you doing?
Just let you know. All right.
Oh, 15 to hit and 10 damage.
Yeah, sorry, 10 damage.
And then you take another level of exhaustion.
Yep, on that. I'm dying.
I'll shoot a normal arrow at that hand first.
Okay.
That's a 17.
A 17 hits.
7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 17 damage.
17 damage. Okay.
Does the hand fall?
The hand. Oh. The hand does not fall.
Come on.
Does it look damaged?
It does. It does look damaged. You shot right into what looks would be the tendon if he had one. It does look highly damaged.
Okay. Yeah, well, the chances of me actually shooting through the hand are 0. Oh, well,
They're not
should have
0.
done that.
If you you know, like a called shot, because you've done so much damage, his hand is kind of wavering. You do see right in between 2 of his fingers a small gap of that beating heart.
Yeah.
Now, and you do have, reckless heroism is a homebrew rule we use that gives you automatic advantage on an attack, but it also gives you 3 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah, no.
If you hit.
Can I take the roll I just had and say it was for the, for the right arrow?
You did him with the intent.
Unfortunately, if you're going to do a called shot, it's going to be with disadvantage to try and shoot through the hand.
Yeah, okay. So then I'll just fire another normal regular arrow, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that doesn't hit.
What did you get?
Unless 11 hits.
11 does not hit, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Cornelia,
the first one was a
you're-
natural 20, so...
Oh. Wait, you rolled another attack?
Yeah, because you were
Well, if you
explaining
rolled a
things.
second attack and it was a nat 20, if you were, I only said you had to re-roll if you were gonna do a called shot instead.
That's fine.
With disadvantage.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're going to let me take the natural 20, I'll take the natural
Yeah,
20.
it would be a natural. Yeah, take the natural 20 because you were only re-rolling if you were gonna do the called shot.
Well, fuck yeah. That's
Then
amazing.
that's 12. That's 16
dude.
points of damage plus 08 plus 6. 22 points of damage.
22 points of damage. Yeah, so this arrow almost shatters the hand as it cuts through the side of the bone, and he screams and his hand falls. Goof, 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 goof. The heart is exposed. Cornelia, as they go around, Trust is now holding on to you. You're kind of floating in the air in a free fall pose.
I do have I think you passed Steve up,
Steve's after you.
potentially. Oh, okay, cool. I just want to make sure I have it written down different. So I'm trying to catch Trust and then float us back over to the ship.
Okay, so the ship right now is actually like moving
Far,
very
so I
fast
guess I
away
have
from
to-
you.
Well,
You
I'm
can
for
try
sure
and maybe
catching Trust.
land onto like one of these platforms. Trust has already kind of maneuvered towards you and grabbed you. That was
cool.
on her turn. So she made herself to you and just kind of latched onto you at the waist, right where those stitching pains are, where your organs had fallen out.
So
are you gonna
are we
try and-
completely out of the battle right now? Basically,
you guys
like
you guys are pretty far away. Again, you'd be equivalent of like 120 feet, about the same as Dresden was when he lassoed the ship and then started just getting dragged off.
I mean, I'm just gonna start making our way toward the ship. Then I'll use my movement.
So
action and
roll
all that stuff.
a sleight of hand to try and see if you can propel yourself in that direction, and then also an acrobatics to see if you can like kind of dodge around this stuff.
And we're dragging behind too, so we should be closer.
You're dragging behind.
Right?
You can maybe try and propel yourself towards Dresden if you'd like, because he's still hanging off and he's pretty close and he's attached to the ship. That might be your best.
Oh, cool.
So what'd you get for a sleight of hand?
So sleight of hand, I got a 27.
Okay, yeah. So you
And-
just basically propel. You catch a gust of wind. You shoot yourself straight, and you basically just And what'd you get for your acrobatics?
26.
A 26. Woof. Dresden,
God.
you have
I know,
2
I
more
didn't have it
passengers.
earlier.
You're holding Pup in one hand, the rope in the other,
Beast.
and you've got Trust and Cornelia on your back, on your shoulders. You guys are dragging behind. Steve, the
I
heart
love
is
Big Dresden.
the heart is open. You've got this ballista. Who has the
That's the
other
perfect
arrows?
opportunity. Yeah, I was gonna say who has the last of the arrows.
Pup's got an arrow, and
Cool.
Kelwise has an arrow.
I'm gonna go up to Killwise and I'm gonna take one of his arrows. I'm sorry. Golden opportunity right here. I apologize.
Don't
And I'm
miss. If you do, we're in trouble.
and I'm gonna load it up again. Snap the tip, go in, and I'm gonna try to fire again.
You're gonna take one last shot. All right. So
One last shot.
Steve breaks off the tip of this thing, shoves it down the barrel of his gun, holds his hand, takes aim at the heart. Roll a d20, Steve.
You need like a
Roll an
heartbeat
attack.
sound effect.
I know, right?
But don't tell me what it is. And we're going to find out next week.
Oh, come on. No. We waited for so long. No, come on.
What happens? Thank you, everyone, so much. Sorry we went a little late tonight. But thank you, everyone, for hanging out. We're going to find out what Steve's roll was. Let's just pray that it was good because he's out of grit points and doesn't get advantage. And if not, it's up to Pup. It's up to Pup. I just can't get the help. I need somebody who can draw this ship getting chased by a giant demon. Dresden holding onto the lasso of truth, basically attached to the ship. This big crystalline guy with Pop, Cornelia, and Trust all latched onto his back, probably all screaming at the top of their lungs. This is like some Uncharted BS or something.
It's airplane scene.
Everyone, thank you so much for being here with us. It's so good to be back. I'm having a blast. Hopefully we can finish up this battle. That's just taking forever. My fault. But you know, I'm not going to apologize. Everybody, thank you so much. We'll be back next week at 7 p.m. Pacific on Monday for this conclusion. So come hang out with us for that. But until then, everyone have a wonderful week. Please take care of yourself. Take care of each other. We'll be back next week, and have a really good night. Thanks a lot. Bye, everybody.
Have a good
Don't
night.
kill your
Adios.
friend.